What's going on, everybody? It is the Need to Know podcast. As you have all gotten familiar with, we do intros now. We are a professional mother effing podcast. See, I won't even curse in the intro.
It's giving professional.
Yeah, I won't even do that in the intro.
It's giving polished.
Before we get into everything on this episode, we want to encourage you to head over to our Patreon.
Yes, please make sure to visit us on Patreon. The content gets really spicy over there. That is patreon.com/need to know podcast. Me and Devon recently reviewed Arby's. It's something we've been wanting to do. You know, the content over there is just, it gets real fun. So definitely go tap into our Patreon. It's a lot of people joining, man. Don't miss the party.
It's really like an OnlyFans for us.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Pretty
Like
much.
it's almost it's kind of like that. It's
You gonna put your shit up?
no.
Hey,
Yo,
yo.
I might put my shit up.
HMD, bro. HMD, bro.
What?
HMD, bro.
Where
HMD.
are we?
We're in
Now
HMD
say my
studio.
studio shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Trying to tell them about Patreon, right?
Hard act to
bet.
follow. If you would like podcasting, pull your shit out on your Patreon from podcasting, recording studio needs, event space needs, or anything of that nature, please come to thehmdstudio.com. Also, we now provide hookah, which is kind of fire. Bang.
Oh, that's official?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Oh, I thought that was just like a.
I thought that was-
We were
staff
just testing
thing.
it out on y'all.
Now we know. I know you. I know you.
So wait, that's
I know
I
you-
didn't know
everybody?
y'all was adding
Yeah,
hookah.
you can get the hookah.
I don't know who y'all
Oh
dealing
my
with.
goodness.
This is Mr. Experimental right here.
You can get the hookah.
Everything's
Book
an
the studio,
experiment.
right? I don't know what else you guys could possibly want in a studio.
Yeah.
Like,
Son,
come on.
yeah, that's
we
fine.
got hookah, bro.
Pull up.
Head over to HMD Studios for all of your podcast need. Like my guy said, before we get into the podcast, we were not here. When I say we, I mean me and Reggie.
No, because I was here last week.
You was not.
Prove it.
Oh
Prove,
my
prove we
God.
didn't.
Yo.
Prove
We
it.
weren't here.
Proof
last
you
week.
weren't here. I got
didn't
Texas.
text.
I got Texas. I got the transcripts.
Yeah, me and you
I'll
were
show
here.
you.
Okay, I wasn't here, but I didn't miss a full episode.
That is some.
That's
I'm not,
cap.
I'm
And
not
we
gonna
will
say what that
debate that.
is.
We will debate
because
that.
My girl
I
do
like
shit
to-
like
I
that.
like
You know what I'm trying to say. My
They
girl
get
do shit like that.
mad. I'm joking.
We know. I know.
No,
I
okay.
got you.
We missed a lot, so we covered a lot in this episode. Please make sure y'all tune in right now. The episode is going to start in 3, 2, 1. Yo, leaving.
Yo,
yo,
He didn't say anything. He's like, you said something stupid.
Talking to my nigga.
Nah, he said you can connect an external.
Nah, you did. Yeah.
An external keyboard to a laptop is
If he's
insane.
at home and he needs to.
If it's that bad, yeah.
Yo, I don't like his mic. I don't like it.
How do you
I don't like
I just want you to. I don't know.
Oh, we good?
yeah. Nigga Drew said, you want me to cut it? Cut it.
We good? Drew, we good?
We Gucci? I bet. Hey, yo, my grandfather would have a heart attack if I pulled 100 grand out. So I'm not gonna pull 100 grand out. I'm hip hop. Do you really understand?
What?
Yeah, all right.
Isn't that the best bar that you heard all year?
Yo, I just wanted to start that way because I'm probably gonna reference that 90 times this episode. Hey, y'all.
Is that Jack Harlow?
That's Jack.
That's Jack? That's Jack?
You
Okay.
Album of the year?
I don't know, but we'll
I'm
get
kidding.
we'll
Yeah.
get there. We'll talk about
Okay,
Jack a little later. We
okay,
missed last week, so I do want to just start this whole podcast
Yes,
off with
we
love.
missed you guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then we can get into like the shit. I know a lot of y'all listen to us in the mornings. I know a lot of y'all
I
feel
know you doing
the
Pilates.
season of love is approaching. And I was a little upset. Nobody has. The only person I heard sample this song was Eminem. And I was angry. Because this, like, this is a vibe, y'all.
I mean, they can't. Probably nobody can just like sample it.
There's not a vibe?
No, but
Nah,
like
it's a super
the rights,
vibe.
you probably can't just sample the
Super
shit.
vibe.
I just feel like
He was
it's-
probably talking about killing himself
tis
on
the
that.
season of love. Tis the season of love.
Gotcha.
It's like the Christmas season, but it's like
Baby,
love
don't
season.
hurt
Why is it love
me.
season? Wait, why is that?
'Cause
Um,
it's Pisces season.
You know what it is?
Lover
Because I've
boys.
seen a lot of hate lately.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of hate. And I don't agree with all the hate. There's a lot of hate on Jack. There was a lot of hate on Kevin Samuel, surprisingly. We'll talk about that a little
Lot
bit
of
later,
hate this
too.
week.
It was
There's
just a lot
hate
of
on
late.
me.
A lot of
And
hate.
so, what? On you?
No, I'm just kidding. I just want to join in.
Oh, you
Okay.
hated it?
I was like, what they did to you?
I'm
Wesley?
kidding. I'm kidding.
Who's
I was
hating
about
on
to get
Reggie?
mad.
Like,
Yeah, I
why?
was like,
That's weird. Because I'm like, what would
for her to go, now that's
no,
crazy.
if mad people are hating on me, I don't think I would get like offended. I'll just be like, what? Like, what? Is
Yeah, what did you do?
wrong? Like, what is?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, there's no reason to hate on you. Last week, we were not here. Well, Savon and Reggie
Yeah,
wasn't
speak
here.
for yourself.
Oh, we what?
Yeah.
What he said?
He said they weren't here.
I don't know.
Oh.
Let's open up the debate.
Yeah.
It wasn't technically a full episode. So I could still say I've never missed a full episode.
You know, my girl does things like that.
What?
Semantics.
Well, I'd be like, but you weren't there.
But you weren't there.
And she'd be like, nah, not really. I was there, but like,
I was there in spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Was
I
I
hear you.
not?
You weren't though, physically. So I don't
No.
know.
Okay, I wasn't there. I am owning up to my actions.
Come on.
But
Look
I
at
didn't
growth.
miss a full episode. That's what I'm saying.
That's the point she's trying
Am
to
I
make.
wrong? Am I wrong?
Yo, why didn't you come see us, Reg? What happened?
Because I was stuck
Yeah, she was stuck.
on the
you mean?
bridge.
She was stuck.
It
She
was
was.
like-
You remember
it was
she said
very
she was
tragic.
stuck?
Nah, I know.
I'm
but
not.
like,
I'm not saying she.
And I
I'm
sent
not
the
saying she
tweet
capping.
for confirmation because I'm like, I'm not lying, guys.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
got
you don't have to do that.
I would never like miss an episode.
But break it down.
Don't
for
make
our,
me feel bad.
But I
But break
did.
it down for our listeners. Like you
What?
know, they're not from out here. A lot of them. Like,
I
what
was
does that
ready.
mean?
I had a
Yeah.
fit on. My hair looked so good. I was like, yes. And then I was right at the bridge, and I live in Jersey, so I have to cross the bridge. But there was a huge accident, and then I was literally standing on the bridge, like heartbroken. I was like, guys, you could just imagine me. I was just like,
Imagine
She had to
Reggie.
play by
Yeah.
play. She did.
I was
the
really
bridge.
heartbroken. But I'm here
Well, I'm
now.
glad you made it today. I'm glad you're here today.
That's a fact.
Also, this is live from the 4 TikTok sensations.
Yo, come on, man.
We went viral.
Come on, man.
We're-
Stop
we're
playing on
gonna-
our name.
Yo,
Wait, can I tell you guys a
Arby's alright,
secret?
man.
So
Tell
when
us
I
the
said
secret.
I understand the TikTok youth, I was like dead ass because I put a caption that said it was our Arby's clip. Go watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we finally
And
tried
it's-
Arby's.
I put like the little automated caption. I was like, does Arby's slap? And I low key think the reason why it went viral was because it got a lot of comments of these youngins being like, food doesn't slap, it smacks.
I wanted to talk about that.
music slaps, and everybody was correcting us.
I wanted to talk
That's
about
why
that.
I got mad, and
Yeah,
I
they
knew
were
that would
tight.
happen. I knew
I
that
saw
would
that
happen.
they were trying to come for you. A lot
Because
of
kids are the only people that say that. I'm
yeah,
like, what?
and a lot of people in the comments were like, "Oh, well, you know, y'all fucking up Bay Area slang. Food smacks and music slaps." Let me tell y'all, we
there
from
was
New
a
York.
bunch of comments that
didn't-
said that.
We from New York. Let me
Right?
tell you
Like-
something. It slap.
It's slap.
It go.
No, go read
That's
the comments. I'm
for
dead
us.
ass.
If you're
Yeah.
from the Bay, that's cool. That's the
Yeah,
Bay.
that's cool.
But on this, we say slap. Slap
say
is
that all the
universal.
time,
Yeah, but
like-
yo, this shit slaps.
I promise
that's
you,
universal.
nobody in New York is walking around like, "Yo, this food smack."
Yeah, we don't say that. That's
Nobody
not a
is
New
I mean,
York
I've
thing.
heard it once or twice.
Once in
but-
a blue,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
slap. We
But
say
that's not
slap.
the standard
know what
of
I'm
like.
saying?
That's
Yeah.
not the standard of this tastes good. You say slap.
You feel
But yo,
the
this shit
slap.
slapping.
This shit
Slap.
slap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This
Yeah.
shit smacking.
But a lot of the comments were like that, and yeah, that's why I went up. But
So
it
you're a
doesn't matter.
TikTok. You're a TikTok strategist.
I could dead ass be.
I think she's the strategist and y'all are the stars.
yeah.
Because
Where do you come in?
I instantly wanted a mozzarella stick.
See,
I heard Arby's stock is up after that clip.
Arby's. And they
See?
commented,
I might
right?
have just made that up, but I don't know.
you didn't. You didn't. It did. It did. It
play.
did.
Yeah,
shout out to Arby's.
They accepted our apology.
For
too.
anybody who
They
doesn't
did.
know what we're talking about, that
Yeah.
is a Patreon exclusive. Y'all
That's
can
right.
check that out
Yep.
over on the Need to Know podcast Patreon, where Devon and Alex did their best rendition of Harold and Kumar Goes to White Castle.
Right.
They brought Arby's here,
true.
and I was really upset. So I wasn't here last week because corporate America, man, is
How's that?
here.
Oh,
Like-
so that you're okay. So you're letting.
Yeah,
you letting them know.
I was feeling the pressures
Yeah.
of corporate America.
Yeah.
It'd be
And
getting intense.
it's funny
Definitely.
because I was so happy. So I hit the group chat and I'm like, yo, guys, I want to say it was closer to noon. I'm like, yo, guys, work is killing me today. I'm going to be late.
Right.
That was the first thing that I said because I felt it already.
Yeah.
And then when Reggie was like, yo, I can't make it, I was like,
Yeah.
thank God I said it before Reggie.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Because
it
they
didn't-
probably would have just thought I was capping.
like a
It was
snowball
like
effect.
it felt. It
Exactly.
did feel a little coordinated. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, both dropped out. Then me
No,
and
but
Alex
yeah-
look at each other like,
No, but that's how you know I was serious because we already lost Savon.
Yeah.
He said he was gonna come late, so I would never like flake. But that's how bad it was. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
I
It's all
promise y'all, we don't just be chilling. They be thinking we just chilling.
Facts,
It be life
absolutely.
factors.
And the traffic in like the tri-state area is horrible. I think
It's
I had
real.
this issue
Yeah.
like with the mayor. Like, fam, fix this shit,
Yeah,
bro.
he was getting mad at
we
Eric
make
Adams.
mad money. Like, build a tunnel. Harriet Tubman, channel that shit. Like,
Save on.
go do something, bro. Like, we can go underground. We can go above ground, sea level, all of this shit. Like, why the
do you
fuck is it
build
still traffic,
tunnels?
bro?
my man said this shit like, you know, it's gonna be like in the 2 weeks. Be like, all right, bet. Like that's 10 years of
But
more traffic
he should,
if we do
bro.
that.
Yeah.
you gotta
yeah.
understand.
we spend a lot of money in taxes in New York, bro.
Do you know?
A
Do
lot
you
of
want to know
toll-
something
toll
funny?
money.
You want to know something funny?
We spend a lot of money.
I
out
don't
here,
even
bro.
live 10 miles away from the studio.
Yeah.
Yet it takes me an hour to get here.
Yes.
If you're not from New York, listen to that.
I do not live 10 miles driving. I
Right.
don't live 10 miles away from the studio.
Right.
Even though I live uptown, like
Right.
we're in Brooklyn.
Right.
It shouldn't take an hour to get here.
Right.
And so for that reason alone, I elect Harriet Tubman as the president.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
I'm with son.
And
But we
Black
gotta get-
History
we
Month
gotta get some- nah, we
is
gotta get
not
somebody.
here,
Nah, 'cause
ladies
it
and
With her
was-
gentlemen.
foresight.
Because it was some railroads when she, all right.
That's what I'm saying.
They might have been a secret, but
Traffic. I don't think. I think traffic in New York. Traffic is inevitable because there's 8 million people living in a pocket of 20 miles.
Right.
Can I shout out Long Island though? And why I
Crazy.
love it.
yo, talk about my hood.
There was a pothole in Long Island. It's just one spot. Every time. I was like, fuck. It's just one pothole. I would always cross. I'm like, yo, that pothole's bad. And you know what? The other day, 2 weeks later, guess what? It was filled.
gone.
And you know what I said? There's my fucking tax dollars at fucking work. And I said, why did I live there than that place?
I love when
potholes
they fill
get
up,
fixed there.
But see, that's the thing though. They do get because it's not so metro in Long Island.
Yeah.
My whole thing is if you're gonna fix some potholes and roads, why do they elect to do it during rush hour?
Yes.
Yo,
Tell me that.
in New York City, they do that.
Why do they do that?
But in
when
LA,
there's mad people
it
out
be
there.
at dead at night. It be dead at night.
Oh,
It be like
I've never
2 in the
seen it
morning.
at night.
Come on, bro.
I see that at night. Anytime I'm driving like 2 in the
But
morning,
that's how it should be.
always
But
see
see,
mad construction.
2 in the morning, I like that. A lot of people
Yeah.
shouldn't be on the road.
I like
Yeah.
that too.
They be out here doing construction
At 2
Come
o'clock.
on, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not-
like
I'm
really
not
at the
4
busiest hour.
They gotta pay them a lot of extra money to work at night though. Like the people that you see when I see niggas working out, I'm like, oh, you getting like they get paid to work at night. So I think that's
You know some old gang members that do that now.
you
right?
damn right. What? You know how many gangsters
where
I
you
was
from.
Nigga,
I know
I used
where
to do
you from.
demolition construction.
I know.
You know how
Holy
many
shit,
with the
yeah,
thugs.
jail?
yeah.
Yeah, bro. A lot of
Yeah.
niggas was from the pen. It was the one job that they could really get that was decent money. That it was like you know they didn't care if you was it was a felon or anything like that. It's a lot of them niggas. But shout out to make your money, make your coin.
Your money.
Yeah, we got to fix a few things. So while I was trapped in my bedroom, which is my office, which is also my workspace.
Okay.
Um,
Multitask.
yeah, right.
In his mansion.
I commit. No, it is not a mansion. I committed myself today to making sure I got here in everything that I do going forward. I will never miss another episode because of any outside endeavors. When I say endeavors,
Round
I
of
mean
applause for
That's
yourself.
that's a big promise
pretty
because a
heavy.
lot of shit be happening in life.
well, let me not lie.
Yeah, I
even
was like,
I,
hey,
even I
work.
can't make that
Because
promise.
if you don't work, I'm gonna smoke you.
Let me say work.
I'm like, look at that line.
Okay, but
I'm never gonna
not
let
because
corporate
of
America.
work,
I'm not
yes.
gonna let the white man hold me down.
Never.
That's what I'm saying.
Good for
Goddamn
you.
it.
Never.
I'm never gonna let
Good for
corporate
you.
America stop me from being at this podcast again. It is a black-owned business and a black-owned establishment with some black-ass niggas on the pod. Look at this. So I will never, ever, because I felt so bad that I couldn't leave my desk.
Right.
I felt horrible.
He's sending us Zoom screenshots and shit. Like,
Yeah.
look, I'm
Yeah.
working.
Look at his
Yeah.
oppression. You gave us all the buzzword. You said black, white man, power. You
Yeah.
used
His
every
oppression.
buzzword in the PR. Black owned. I was like, what?
yeah,
Everything that's in.
And he's right.
That's how you gotta
And
have.
he's right.
That's like a good podcast. But in
right.
doing that, today before we came to the podcast, I thought about something. I wanted to ask y'all something before we get into like the topics. And anybody who's listening, I kind of want you to just, keep this in the back of your mind. Like every single day, I just want to praise being intentional. Like I want everybody to just think about this. Hold this in your back pocket, in your subconscious. Like repeat this each and every day. Like just do something intentional for you. So on my not Twitter, on my Instagram story, I posted, "Hey, did you do something for you today?"
Right.
Just think about that.
Right.
Whatever it is, however you got to
that could-
spin it
that
to
could
make
look
it
like
be
anything.
for you, just make sure you do something for you, because I felt horrible when I had to text y'all like, yo, I don't think I'm going to make it because of work. And that work is very important. I'm super, super fucking grateful for the opportunities that I have.
Absolutely.
But in that's not for me. I'm working for somebody else in that space where when we come and do this on Wednesdays and drop on Thursdays,
Doing it for
it
you.
is for me. It's for us. You get what I'm saying? So
And you're like, damn, I can't do this thing that I love
exactly,
because of this like Zoom meeting.
So that day I was like, you know what? Let me make sure that I'm very intentional about how I move going forward. And I want anybody listening, like, even if it's smoking a spliff,
Right.
don't smoke
Hello.
out of habit.
Hello.
Be intentional. That's self-care.
You're right.
Yeah.
For some
You're like,
people,
that makes me
smoking
happy,
is
yeah.
self-care.
He's right.
Going to the
Absolutely.
gym is self-care. Like,
Absolutely.
don't
That
just
was-
go
that was
to the
gonna be
gym
my
because you
answer,
have
yeah.
to go. Like, just do one
yourself.
thing a day if you can, please. I know. Shout out to all the moms. It was Mother's Day this past weekend, so shout out to all the moms, the beautiful
shout
moms
out
out
to
there.
y'all.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Everybody holding it down.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like, don't get caught up in just like the rat race. And I know everybody's situation is a little bit different. But in that, I just want everybody to do something for themselves. Like, be very intentional about that. Because it's super important, not just for like your mental health, but even like the energy around you. Like,
Absolutely.
if I don't feel good about my day, I'm going to run into Devon and
Exactly.
fuck up his day.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
And then he's going to fuck up his girl's day.
Yeah.
And then his girl's going to fuck up her mom's day.
Because I'm going to
And-
fuck her day up.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Nah,
So-
real talk. You know that comes back to me when I think about like retail, and I used to work. I feel like a lot of us worked in retail.
Same.
Like I worked in fast food retail. So when I go to a worker, and there's nothing more dissatisfying than a rude person at the retail counter, and I'm not even asking for anything extra, just stay rude. And in my head, I'm just like, yo, man. I don't. Do I deserve this? Like, what I do? What
My
I do?
automatic
taxes.
reaction is like they definitely have something going on.
Yeah, that
I don't.
too.
I don't internalize it.
I don't.
I'm like,
I
damn, you're
don't
dealing
either.
with something because it's not me. So be blessed.
But a lot of
Like,
Same
people
thing.
also don't realize how much we do for others.
Mm-hmm.
I think people really don't understand that. Even like, let's say you get a weekend, right?
Okay.
This be my life almost every other weekend, right? A weekend comes up in your head, you like, yo, I got 2 days.
Right.
On paper, that should be okay.
Okay.
But then you start adding life factors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got to show up for my aunt's thing.
Yes.
Yeah, my friend wants me to go here.
Yes.
my only doctor's appointment could be scheduled today.
But
so.
my
Yes.
only doctor, but
Yeah.
see, we still do the other things because we don't want to like not be there for the people we care
That's
about,
true.
we love, and
That's
it's like
true.
in actuality that we still taking a hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just
Yeah.
realizing and being aware of like, yo, am I doing things for myself or am I just flowing?
Right.
Am I just going with the flow of everything?
Right,
Or
right.
the schedule?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I've been trying to make a lot of time for myself as of late. Like I've been telling myself, is this summer? I was like, I really want to take it easy.
chill.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna take care of my shit, but I really want to take it easy. I want to enjoy this summer, man. Like I really want to enjoy the summer,
You should.
bro. Yeah.
You should. You deserve it. And I
sir,
think,
bro.
and being about intentional and just rubbing people the wrong way. So I think I have resting bitch face, guys.
You don't,
Look.
Savon. You smile so
No,
much.
no,
Oh, get
nah,
the
that's
fuck
'cause
outta
I
Well,
here.
fuck
around
with
us
you.
because we make him happy.
Yo,
Savon is a nice guy. Stop.
no, I never said I
No,
wasn't.
I'm not giving-
Most
I'm not letting him
girls
get
who
this
have
shit on.
resting bitch face are mad nice.
That's
why,
not true.
That's why I fuck with them.
That's not true.
Yeah,
You
that's
narcissistic.
wild.
Mad girls that have rested
That's
bitch face are not
wild.
nice.
Yes, they
They're
are.
mean
Oh
as
my God!
fuck.
Have you guys watched the
Resting
MTV show
bitch
The
face.
Challenge?
I know
Nobody?
about it.
Okay, never mind.
I know
Yeah,
about it.
we can
I know
move on.
about
I
it.
tried out for that.
That's a challenge, resting bitch face
No, I'm joking. I
challenge.
never tried.
Oh my God!
I want to go on the
You
challenge.
look
though.
like you
I
would be on the real
I
world.
would love to be on that.
You look like you'd
But
be
I
in the
didn't
real
do it.
world.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, yeah.
I would love to be on. Did you guys watch 20 something?
We should do that.
Yeah.
I would genuinely be on that show.
Yeah.
But
20
I
something?
mentioned this before, but yeah.
Yo, if I hit the lotto, I would buy us an Airbnb for the summer. Just put cameras in all the rooms, and now we are the real world.
Are you
that would
fucking
be-
nuts?
no,
Dead
that would be
ass.
so much fun.
Yo, you know how much content we would get? You know how much
Yo.
content we would have had at Reggie's birthday brunch?
Oh,
No.
which Devon came to. I
Look.
was so honored.
Look,
Do you know what like?
nah,
We
because
had
it
a
was
lot of
mad
good-
content in her party. Nah,
There
it was some
was so
content
much.
in there.
Yo,
There was
my
so
brunch-
much content at
Nah, it
that
was, nah,
event.
I'm talking
That
content.
was
I
a
was
great
sitting there
event.
like, this is content.
I'm
Yo.
like, what's this
It was,
content name?
it
What's her
was
name?
like 25 people separated into 2 tables. It was my 2 worlds coming together. My beautiful Need to Know family, my
Right.
Q's family, my childhood family. Oh my gosh.
It was dope.
It was a good mix. It was an
Everyone
amazing
was
time.
like nice though. Everybody was mingling with each other. I felt so great.
Nah, mad mingling.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Mad mingling.
I was like, what the fuck is going on with that one?
So yeah, I know we didn't record as a collective last week. Shout out to Alex and Dev, they held it down. Oh gang, what's going on, fam?
Mike Classic just walked in the building.
In
What's
the
good?
building, in the
Classic.
building. Yo, bro, I might need some tips on my traps.
Yo, that sounded crazy. What you mean? Run it, slow it down.
bro.
I might need some tips.
You been
on
watching
my
the nigga work
trap.
out?
Nah, bro, because you know how the algorithm reads your mind. And as you know in the pod, like as a collective, we've been trying to get fit as a podcast
Okay,
crew.
okay.
So we got the cameraman, we got
Yeah.
Pierre. Shout out to him. He got drafted over this weekend in Las Vegas.
Shout out to you.
He
Yo,
was
go
killing
on
it.
Pierre's Instagram. That video he posted was
I
fire.
be posting that shit. Hell
What
yeah.
You
was
look
it?
like he was going to the NFL draft, bro. Shout out.
Yeah, that was fire, Pierre.
I called
Holy
him.
Shit.
I said, yo, the New York Giants select with the 13th pick
That's
in the new
literally
draft.
what it looked
13?
like.
And he was like, nigga, I ain't no 13th pick. What are you
Look at
talking
you.
about?
Look at
Oh
you.
my God.
Now that was funny.
Because Pierre, you did the draft.
The what?
The draft.
The who?
The draft.
The
Draft.
Oh shit.
Yo, mark that.
That was real dark.
The draft. The NFL draft.
It was a genuine. It was a genuine.
That's
it was a genuine
crazy.
mistake. Jesus.
I was thinking about the combine,
Christ.
NFL combine.
I
this
see
and that.
where I know
see
what you're
where I was
I know where
going
you was
now,
at,
right?
brother.
What you did.
No,
You're
none
good.
of that. None of the other words. we
Holy
don't want none of that.
shit.
Okay.
Because you, Pierre, you was recording the NFL draft, right? You
Yeah.
was doing a lot of things. That was one of the things you was doing.
Yeah, he
okay, I
ran
just
it.
shut up now.
Combine. Jesus
So
Christ.
yeah, shout out to everybody. But yeah, so we back. We here.
Yeah.
A week off.
I didn't take a week off. Hold on. What you talking about?
Well, not us. As a collective fan.
no, no.
Well, listen. The
Oh, the
listeners.
team.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
It
That's
ain't
what he
about you. It's about
Oh
the.
my
It ain't
God.
about you.
Nah, I get it.
You
The
ain't
fans
fans
saying
miss
that last
us
week.
for a
Now we
week.
just making sure we separate, like the truth
was
from the
two from
real.
the two.
You was here. You was
Yeah,
here.
I was,
You was definitely here.
Present.
Since that time, a lot of music has dropped.
Hey,
A
yo.
lot of people like our music takes. We got Leavins in the building. Phone Man. Him and Alex, they had a real fiery debate not too long ago about trap beats.
Oh
So
my
anytime
God.
we
Drill
talk about
beats and
music,
shit.
Drill
you know,
beats,
I'm a very surface level music listener, consumer.
Yeah.
Reggie, she's a journalist.
Yeah.
And I actually have a question about Vlad for you a little bit later.
Ooh.
I do want to talk about Vlad.
Okay.
Well, he's not a
It's-
journalist, so.
He's not.
That is all you need to know.
Was that the question?
I don't know. I just wanted to know how
She
you
shut
felt about
that
that
shit
platform.
down.
That's it.
Oh, I think it just does nothing but like spread negativity and like feed on like I haven't tuned in a long time, so actually I don't know if my like perception is as accurate as it should be to answer it like today, but I haven't tuned in a long time. But I don't know, every time I tune in it's very like rumor based, gossip based, spreading negativity. That's just my opinion though.
I would like to go a little bit deeper in that after
Okay.
we kind of talk
Okay.
about Jack and Future, Pusha T. But
So
let's
much
kick
music.
things off with Jack, yo.
So I'm not gonna pull $100,000 now.
Mm.
What happened? What happened? But y'all ain't hear him
That
on the
was
song
nasty.
with Drake?
To start a bar like that is nasty. I feel you though. Go ahead, continue.
I'm hip hop. You really what's going
That
on?
was genius.
That was nasty.
Nah, because you,
kidding.
yeah, I wasn't listening to the bar. I was listening to the bar. Look,
It just
Go
went
ahead.
over y'all's heads.
my grandfather would have a heart attack if I pulled $100,000 now. So what you gonna do?
So,
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna pull
pull
$100,000 now.
now.
It's math. It's simple math.
It's
I wasn't,
simple. Like
so
I don't understand. Like, what do people not understand?
in order for him not to have the heart attack, we not gonna
So
pull
he's saving his grandfather.
Because he
I
loves
see what
his
he did. I see what he
grandfather.
did.
Science.
I'm kidding. That was the worst bar I've ever heard, like all year.
Nah, that shit was kind of hard. I ain't
Wait,
gonna
actually,
hold you.
okay, are
in
we-
the
who's
song,
gonna-
in the song, it's swag. It's,
Wait, who's
it
gonna
was
start
hard.
it? Because I just need to
You're kicking off.
It
to
was
put
hard.
out a disclaimer. Like,
Yeah.
what
have you
there's
seen
many
this week?
clips in 4K of me standing Jack Harlow
4K.
on this podcast.
Right.
I'm a very big
You are.
fan.
You are, yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah.
I've been like, yo, I love me some Jack Harlow. I like him. But I just want to put that out there because I feel like I still can acknowledge
She sound like she
if he put
defended
out a bad
herself.
album. Like if he put out a bad album, I would literally be like, yeah, the shit sucks. Like I'm very comfortable saying that. So I don't want people to be like anybody who's gonna comment be like, oh, she's biased.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like I saw a lot of mixed reviews on it.
I only
I-
saw one type of okay,
Really?
I'm
And
sorry, let me
I
stop.
want to talk to you about the journalistic side of a lot of how these articles are written on these albums that come out. We're going to get there in a second. But I want to talk about the mixed reviews.
Were they mixed?
Yes.
Or were they just one?
I only saw one side.
Like,
I only
Really?
saw. Sorry.
I only
both.
saw
Well, I
people
was gonna say,
dragging him to filth.
Were they mixed or were they
Go
just
ahead.
one
Who
way?
was speaking positively
Go
about
ahead.
this besides
Not a
me?
soul.
Really?
All I saw was
I ain't
Reggie.
gonna lie
All
though.
I saw was me.
It looked like
It was
they
crazy.
paid for some ad hate.
They was
I ain't
bro.
going for it.
Have you ever seen
Yeah,
a
nah.
like a cohesive
Yeah, yeah.
hate? Like niggas was
I
going
have.
crazy.
All the time.
But I've had,
It
but I've
reminds
seen-
me of Bryson Tiller.
and Macklemore.
The second album, his second
It's like
album.
everyone dragged him to filth.
Yeah, but I'm
people
s-
call it untalented. All of that.
Something about but niggas saying Jack can't rap. Yo, bro, the hate I was seeing for Jack was like, y'all are old. Is this? Are we bored?
Was
Like,
it warranted? Was it warranted?
not that much,
I don't,
bro.
All right, you want to? I got the science down. At least
Okay.
what I think is going on. right?
Okay.
If you really like look at his whole trajectory into the album, he put out Nail Tech.
Yes.
Right?
I like that song a lot.
So it's hard.
I like that
Had
song
a
a lot.
bop on it, right? Dun 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 dun.
I like that song.
Nigga played the beat.
The
I didn't
horns.
like that song.
But
See,
I
I can
heard-
admit
Yeah,
it.
but I'm having like a tonal conversation,
yeah.
right? So like,
Okay.
I think that's what's kind of messing a lot of people up that
I'm
was
gonna play
hating.
that song too.
Right? Like the tempo of the song was up.
Okay.
It had horns.
Okay.
It sounded like, oh my God, we're winning. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
There's a
It's
vibe.
happy
on-
music.
There was some happy music going
Right.
on, and the tempo of it was just up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second single,
Playing it.
right? You playing it, right? Let me look.
I
You
know.
hear that?
I know. I think I know what you're about to say.
Bum 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 bum. You hear? He didn't even rap yet. How to keep a little secret,
I loved it when it came on the
Look.
album. I was happy when it
Right
came on the
there.
album. I was like, oh yeah, there
right?
it is.
And it's still up enough,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
It's
not
fun.
It's not slow. It
Yeah.
feels fun. You can play it at a
Like
function.
this
Yeah.
is when the beat drops.
Look,
It's hard.
you start doing your
This
face
song
like
is
this.
tough for me.
This song is hard.
I like
I
this
fuck
song.
with the song.
I love it.
personally.
Me too. This sound like some. Honestly,
I
this
love
sound like
this
some
song.
shit. Jake, like in the chorus when they're like, go, whoa.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's some
yeah,
J Cole shit to me. Like
Yes,
that.
like performing that.
Yes,
probably
that's
is
gonna-
epic.
that's gonna rock.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Second
yeah.
single.
Reggie's not a fan
Reggie didn't really
Oh,
like
that
that
song.
song.
Love Nail Tech.
That's
that
fun.
song. Of that song.
I don't
she's
think
not
it's
a
like
fan.
That's
a
fun.
bad song. I just was like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. I wasn't wild by
I
it.
feel like you
okay,
said
yeah.
you like Nail Tech when it first dropped. I feel like you was like, oh, this song is hard.
Yeah, because the
was-
point
no.
of this song, not even if you like it or not,
It's for fun.
I think
His
it's
flow
a
was a
tempo.
little-
It's a tempo thing. I think we
Okay.
really need to get specific to this.
Explain.
But just to
Yeah.
just to say like why I didn't like it, I felt like his cadence was too like nonchalant on such a triumphant beat like that.
Okay.
It was like kind of weird for me.
Okay.
But I didn't hate it. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like if Drake would have put out that song, it would have had a whole different response.
Well, I think if Drake gets on any song, it would have a whole different response. That's why I'm kind of like I'm biased to the Drake comparisons because I'm like, why are y'all comparing him to
But
Drake?
when I say that, obviously, if you put Drake on a song, it's gonna go to another level.
Sure.
But this is almost like a Drake blueprint Like even the horns, even the content of the song, my
Yes.
nail tech.
Very
Like no
reminiscent
other
of
rapper can
older
really
Drake.
talk about a nail tech keeping a secret.
Like
You know what I'm saying?
headline
Like,
that was dope.
This is the Drake playbook, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I mean
I
by
understand
like
the take.
if this was Drake on
Wait.
this song, if this was a Drake song, it would be received a lot different.
Because that's a whole section that we have to talk about, the Drake comparisons. But
Yeah.
I want Alex to like
I don't wanna- yeah,
finish
we'll
the
go-
Yeah, I want you to
tonal
finish your-
conversation,
finish
and
your-
then
that's
we're
what
gonna
I'm
definitely
Yeah,
get
we're
into
definitely
that.
gonna get there because that's a very good point, right?
Yeah, that's a
so,
big thing.
Like how y'all just said, it's triumphant,
Right.
but it still has like a bop on it, right? Some time goes by, he gets more famous, and then he puts out more recently First Class,
Right.
nostalgic sample,
Right.
something everybody's familiar with,
Right.
and it still has a bop on it.
Yeah.
It's not that fast. But it has a bop.
It's a
on
bop.
it. It's
Yeah.
like it's something you don't mind listening to over
Yeah,
and over
yeah,
again,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't know if Jack knew this or not when he was putting these records out. He was the only one that knew what his album sounded like.
Right.
So I feel like again the detachment of why everybody hated it was that the rest of the album we got, removing those two singles, just sounded very cool.
Okay.
So that's why I was saying it's
Okay.
a tonal thing, like because
Okay.
we've already heard the Nail Tech, we've already heard the bigger records that
Yeah.
have that tempo.
Those were
switch.
the best records,
Right?
kind of, sort of.
So
With the
like-
Drake and the Drake
But
records.
isn't that what you do with like singles though?
Yeah.
Yes, but the point I'm trying to make is right. You have to make it match, right? Because if you know, again, back to this tempo conversation I'm having, like if you know the tempo of those two records are a little bit faster than the rest of the stuff that's on your album, and we already heard those two songs, now the rest of it sounds a little bit sleepy to us.
So
You see what I'm saying?
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Right.
My issue, and I thought the album. I did not think that what the album was warranted all of that hate. I was like,
Absolutely
this
not,
is
yeah.
y'all are going bananas.
I like a few of
I've
those
heard
records.
way worse than this. I didn't think it was Jack's best work, and that's just an honest opinion. That's no shade. I love Jack Harlow, but my issue within the album that kind of threw me off was the pacing of the album.
Exactly.
It was just like it kind of was like. It felt a little stale.
Yes.
Like with certain things. Like when it was going from song to song, it just some things felt a little stale. I feel like we stayed on the same topics a lot. And that was it for me. That's all I heard. But there was some songs that I was like, oh, I like this one, like Little Secret. I like that one. Like there was a few records that I was going to, like, I like it. But it made me see like this.
Yeah.
It got so much hate, it made me listen. Because I was like,
Yeah. I was like, are we listening to the same album?
I was like, what's happening? Like, why are y'all going crazy? It made me listen. And I would have listened probably like a month from now, but y'all was old. That's my biggest take, literally, is y'all was ODing.
The Drake record leaked. We were all together when that leaked.
Yeah, that
so
was
again, like
yeah, that
on
was
some
yeah.
consumer shit. Like,
Yeah.
we had already got some of the bigger stuff
Yeah.
from the album, but we didn't know that yet because we didn't get the album yet. Then when we got the album, we realized like the records we already heard
Were the ones.
Were the ones.
Were the ones.
Everything else just felt really sort of cool. So I
Okay.
heard people say it was really sleepy.
Okay.
I think a lot of it has to do. So one of the things I don't know if you said this on air, but when we talked about Pusha T, we talked about the production,
Yeah.
right? And I think the production on Jack's album, I think that was the disconnect for me. And I also think the content, and I think when you get compared to Drake, one of the things Drake is great at is being relatable. And you feel like you know Drake, but you don't really know Drake. You get what I'm saying? Like he has that factor about him, that mystique about him, where all of his quotables feel like it's him, but it also feels like it's you.
you can go
Well, I
through
feel
it
like
too.
Jack attempted that, but it kind of fell short. And y'all tell me, because y'all are music people, I'm just a stupid fucking consumer.
You're not.
I'm a stupid consumer.
You're not.
I like, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a
like
stupid
beating
No, you're
yourself?
very intelligent, Savon.
Savon puts a,
no,
puts a-
just as a consumer of music, bro.
Savon puts a belt around his neck and beats himself.
I don't-
sometimes. I'm sure you're one of
I'm
those
not-
guys.
I'm not
Why
one
beat
of those
yourself,
guys.
man?
But
I like
again, though,
choking
to
a little
Savon's
bit.
point, though, people in record labels sell to Savon's type of niche. Like his
Let me
type
say
of
surface.
consumer.
Let
He's
me
the
not say
comment.
stupid.
He's the
I'll
he's
say
the one we
surface.
want to get to.
Exactly.
Yes,
You're the
I'm
consumer.
surface.
We're in the
You
label
wanna
meeting.
get
That's what I mean.
He the
That's what I
one we
mean.
trying to get
The
to.
casual
So it's
consumer.
exactly.
I wanna get to you.
It's
Yeah.
interesting. His
Yeah, because
perspective
the
is
music heads
interesting.
are gonna tune in. We want to.
Yeah,
get to
we want to
Savon.
listen just
Exactly.
because we want to be in the know.
Yeah.
But my thing with Jack is, I had such a good fucking point. I'm sorry, somebody else go.
No, you good. You
God
good.
damn it.
But yeah,
I'm
I
getting
think
old.
when it comes back to just the whole Drake, Jack, like when you compare, or when people are comparing you to that big of a person so soon, I feel like maybe his team, that's why I was going, well, I wanted to kind of defer to y'all.
Got you.
His team didn't really put him in the best position to succeed with all of the attention that he's garnered. Because there's no doubt, like, he's charismatic. I've watched all of his interviews leading up to this. Like, I watched his interviews before I rushed to his album.
Okay.
Because I kind of want to hear what he had to say.
Before you listen
and,
to the music.
And I think that
Me too.
the
I
industry
saw
is
all of them.
changing. I think the industry is changing where before, like, we're in that middle place, that gray area of, are we the SoundCloud rapper era or are we like content based?
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah, that's very true.
I feel like we're in that midway point of content versus SoundCloud rappers, and there's no disrespect, but they were able to just upload their music and it go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it was 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
That was the landscape of music. Today, I think content around the artist is just as vital
It is.
as the music.
It is.
Okay.
And so that's where I'm at with Jack right now. Like,
So
I
what
fuck with him
specifically?
as the person. I fuck with him.
Yeah.
You know, I think he did like the All-Star game. Like, he's there. He's visible. He's
Right.
about to be in one of my favorite movies, the remake, White Man Can't Jump. Like,
Which is
he's there for a
incredible.
reason. You
Right.
know, he got all the cosigns, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
He got the Drake cosign. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
get
think
bigger
his
than
team
that. And
did a good job.
not just Drake,
Yeah, I wanna
DJ
know what
Drama.
Well, yeah,
I
what
wanna
did
know
you
got
mean
the
by
streets
Yeah, I want to
too.
know what
What did you
Savon
mean by
means.
them
his
saying
team-
that you said like they didn't put him in the best position?
Yeah, what do you
to
mean
succeed?
specifically?
Okay,
If anything, I think they put him in a great
put it like
position
this,
to succeed.
and I'll this will encapsulate everything I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
You get a song with Justin Timberlake. You get a song with Pharrell.
Okay. Yeah.
Those two people in particular, when you see their names, it's attached to hits.
Okay.
Obviously, Drake is too, but we heard the Drake leak, and that was more of a street record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was like, yo, let
Yeah.
me prove my ability.
Okay.
That wasn't
Yeah,
a
like
single.
no
We
hook.
knew,
Yeah.
we knew that wasn't gonna be a single.
Okay.
But we got Lil Wayne, who is another, same Drake. We're just gonna rap. We're gonna make a record. But when I see Justin Timberlake, when I see Pharrell, those two artists in particular, I'm thinking hits.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
He had, and this is not to his fault,
Okay.
but that was probably one of the worst Pharrell features and songs produced I've ever heard.
Okay.
It was just dead, dull, lazy. It didn't have anything that says, oh shit, I'm putting effort into this.
Right.
It sounds like a team said, we have a budget. Oh shit, we can get a Pharrell beat. And Pharrell just gave him the shit he wipes his ass with. Here you go.
Okay.
So they was actually.
I
they-
wouldn't
they
say
actually,
that.
They actually.
That was a bad
I think that's what they wanted
Pharrell
to
record.
do with the record. Like they didn't want that radio hit. Like they just made that
But
song.
you
That's
coulda
what they
made it
wanted to
good.
do.
L, what you had
They
something to
thought
say?
it was
I want to
good.
have. I want to hear what you want to say.
I'ma
Yeah,
play
I
it.
was gonna say I don't think it's fair to blame the team for that specifically because at the end of the day, it's an artist who creates. It's,
I think
it's
that's
still
what
their
Jack
art,
Harlow
you know
and
what I mean?
Pharrell wanted their song to sound like. That's what
I
they
think
Exactly.
I
I
did
don't
too.
think
I
they
said you.
bought a
This
Pharrell
felt
beat.
purpose. It felt so purpose. It's like
Like, and on top of that,
No. It
I
doesn't
can't.
have to be a
his
radio
team.
hit
Think
just
about
'cause you
the
have Pharrell
year
on
he's
it.
had with that team. He
Can we
has
play
a
the song?
reputable. He has a reputable team. He has
wait.
the DJ Drama and all of them.
Yeah.
But he just came off one of the biggest songs last year. 2 Grammy noms. Did the Grammy stage. He just had an amazing year. I can't
Yeah.
blame the team for the content.
yeah, I think the
not being
team is
good.
amazing. I think his team is actually
You
really
can't blame
good.
the team for the music being bad because he went in the booth and he greenlighted it.
This is the song. What is
It's
this?
ass.
Yo,
That's what it
so
is.
I'm
It's
sorry.
ass.
I got an answer for you.
Okay,
I dead ass have an answer for you, honestly. Because I'm gonna let you finish this.
I heard it.
I'll tell you right now what this is. This is
What
this
the
is
fuck am
new-
I listening to?
Yo, bro. I don't know. Yo, bro. You ready? This is new Pharrell.
No.
We have.
Alex, we on the same
What?
wavelength. Because
Is that not a new Pharrell song?
I was really gonna
Come
say
on,
like,
nah,
when
y'all
are we
not gonna
gonna?
let me- hold on.
I've
When are
heard
we
this.
gonna finally accept the
They're
If
not
you
fact?
gonna do
play,
that to
if you
Alex.
play
Nah.
Neon Guts,
They're not gonna do that to
If
Alex.
you
No,
play-
but Neon Guts is 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
no, I know, but I'm just saying that is like the Pharrell I've been hearing as of now
Yes.
in
Thank
hip hop.
you.
Like I'm not. That when I heard
Neon
that, I
Guts
was
is a
like, oh
great
yeah, this is
song.
Pharrell.
Thank you. That's what I mean. Y'all
I'm
trying
not
to
I hear you.
sound
I
like
hear
I'm
you.
crazy.
I hear you.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm
It's
saying
like,
that's what I
when are we
was like.
gonna-
Oh,
Thank you,
When
bro.
yeah,
are we
that's
gonna
Pharrell.
have the conversation of
Bro.
is Pharrell still on
But
that
I want to
same
say,
level?
hold on. But I do want to say, I do understand
Yes.
your sentiment. I'm not saying that you're crazy.
hold on,
I'm not saying that. I understand your opinion. Is what
I
I'm
just-
saying.
I
I'm like,
just
I understand your opinion.
Pusha T just released an album.
I was cool with it.
Yes.
He went on an interview run. On one of the 2 of the interview runs, he specifically said that, yo, Pharrell, bro, his space right now, he's in a different space. Like, a lot of his stuff is naturally very busy.
Right.
It's just, he literally says, he's like, yo, I have to tell Pharrell to scale
Strip
it, to strip it
Yeah.
and scale it back.
Right.
This is where he is creatively right now. That's why
Yeah.
everybody was like, whoa, no,
Yeah.
that's okay. You feel what I'm saying? I just feel like we're very attached to a lot of the early Neptune sounds.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I love that shit.
Okay.
But right now, I don't think Pharrell is, and
So,
not in terms of
can
like
I-
ability.
But that's not
You
what
know
Can I ask y'all a
Savon wants to
question?
hear, though.
Can I? No, not
Yeah.
even what I want to hear. Can I ask y'all a question?
Sure.
Do you think Pharrell is giving the same beats to Pusha T as he would give to Jack Harlow?
Can I
Yeah,
tell you
bro.
this?
So
You
hold
think
on
they
a
get
sec.
in the
Can I
same
bring
just
this
to
out? Can I bring this out? And
Right.
I don't think it's a Pharrell giving beats. I feel like they're in the studio
I was just about to
creating.
say
Yeah,
that.
like
And
that's
It
it's-
felt
it's-
that.
it
I
is
believe
like-
that
Can
was
I-
in the
Savon,
studio.
real
I
talk,
did.
at,
I
like,
believe that was in the
looking at
studio
Pharrell,
with them.
looking at
Well, I'm not
Pharrell,
saying
right?
good or bad. I'm just saying I think this is what happened.
Yeah,
Is where
I
I'm
think,
coming from.
I think
we-
you
we're
don't
not
like
gonna do
the
that 'cause
song, and
that's-
so you're like, Wait, like why
Guys,
did they like?
we don't
make
have
this?
to
But
question
other
this.
they like the song that they made together.
We don't have to question this. There's footage on their Instagrams of them working on it together. That's
Okay.
how we all
Yeah.
talk
I can feel it.
Go on Jack Harlow's
Yeah.
Instagram
And
right
working
now.
on it with Pharrell.
They have like a little video clip talking about the process of them in the studio.
Oh, that's
together.
dope. I'm gonna watch
And,
that.
I've said things about Pharrell on this podcast that I won't repeat. But if we look at Pharrell's run for the last 2 years, he did the entirety of that Pop Smoke album. He did the Brett Fires single last
He did the
year.
entirety of that Pop Smoke
Well,
album?
most of it, yeah. He
Come
kind of
on now.
oversaw it.
I know drill.
And
That
that
was
was-
that L.
that was
He
in a
did not
good
do
way.
the entirety of it.
He oversaw
No,
it.
he didn't.
He
probably
oversaw the project.
executively
Yes, that's what I'm
produced it.
talking about. He
All right,
oversaw
bet.
the project.
But let's not say he just had his elements on every single
he
one.
oversaw that
Okay.
project, and that project was the worst project of the year last year.
So by your standards.
Of the
that-
year?
Last Pop Smoke
By-
album was terrible.
I'm about to get his ass.
That
I'm
shit was
about to
terrible.
get his ass.
That
All
Brett
right.
Fires record, it was.
Yo,
the production on that record with Drake.
Yo, bro.
You ain't never
Pharrell
gonna
is
work with Pharrell,
amazing.
nigga.
Pharrell's my favorite
Yo, bro,
producer of all time.
It's
but
okay.
Yeah, you
I
better
love
clean
Pharrell.
it
You're not
up.
hearing me.
Clean it up, motherfucker.
As a fan,
Yes.
I can
Right.
hear a difference in sound.
Yes.
And you can tell Pharrell is purposely trying to do
We're on the
whatever
same-
that
we're-
sound is
we're
that
on
he's
the same
doing.
doing that on purpose.
He's doing
We're
it on
saying the
purpose.
same point. Yeah.
He's doing
Yeah,
that
so
on
we talking-
purpose.
yeah,
we're saying the same
I just
point,
know
yeah.
in my heart, and granted, I don't think it has the appeal and the allure of what we expect from. I think that's what you're saying. It doesn't
That's
have the
what I'm
appeal and
saying.
allure that we
When
expect
think
from Pharrell.
Neptunes,
Yeah.
Right.
We think
I'm
like
expecting
super big,
something else.
And I came in here not to cut you off, Savon. I came in here last week and did not have thoughts on the production on Push's album.
Yeah, you wasn't a fan.
I came in here and said that because I can hear it
Yeah.
as a fan.
I
You know
understand.
what I'm
I understand where you're.
Yeah.
I genuinely understand where you're coming from. I mean, there's no argument. Like I'm like, oh, I know.
Yeah, people
understand.
said
I
it
understand.
sounds like exactly what you said. It just sounds like an expensive ass album that didn't deliver. That was what people said. Yeah, and they
That's
were like,
kinda
"Oh,
what-
we could get a Pharrell feature." Yeah, that's very valid.
Speaking from the production standpoint, there was one thing that I would like to know from Jack if this was intentional. But I noticed that they were using a lot of sounds from like the 2010s, 2000 era,
Yes.
like the claps.
He also
and
says
the
that in his.
He said that.
He said he's doing that on purpose too.
Okay, it was all.
He said a lot of the
2000
kids right now.
drums, like
Yeah, I think he just said it on his Zayn interview. He said a
Okay.
lot of the kids right now are so busy trying to keep up with what's in.
Right.
He's so busy trying to study the greats and what worked back then
It
with his new approach on it.
I get it. I caught that.
He's only 24
he is
too.
I caught that, bro.
So he
like,
lived that- he
genuinely.
lived that time.
I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is 2000s,
Yeah, he wasn't there,
2010s.
though.
Like he just he's doing his
But
own
also,
spin on it.
Yeah.
like, and that speaks to like we could talk about like the Drake. Wait, also like who is comparing him to Drake though? Like who-
Everybody.
where-
I think
it's the
but
internet.
who?
It's the
Like,
internet.
The internet.
But
I see the
are people
internet.
actually comparing him to
Yeah,
Drake because
Reg.
the biggest critique that I saw was, oh, he's doing his best Drake impersonation on this
That's so
album.
disrespectful.
And I'm just like,
That's so disrespectful.
is he? Like,
But
I
All
don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you on that. I do hear it.
But I'm
I
not
hear
even
the-
mad at
I hear
that
the
because he's
influence.
24
Okay,
I hear the
and that is the
influence.
guy. That's been his guy his
I know,
entire
no, yeah.
life.
He also
So-
said
so-
that in an interview.
Yeah, I'm not
So
mad at
people
that.
are, he's 24 years old, and he that was the main person he saw growing up. So of course the influence is there.
Yo.
The game has always been like this. You're influenced by
Savon,
Southern
could you play
rap. You're
that song I
influenced
just
by
And
sent
we
that.
never had someone. We have had very few rappers to last this long to the point
Yes.
where they're looping into the next generation of,
Yeah.
of
I'm
gonna
artistry.
play-
Like
I'm gonna play.
That
Drake-
was who he looked up to. So I
Yeah.
don't see it as like a
I didn't do
critique.
that.
Like people were really thinking like I don't think he's like putting on his Drake mask in the
And
morning
going-
and trying to be Drake.
I don't
like
either.
I didn't see that. So
Y'all got
I think he
headphones?
likes
Why-
Drake.
like, why are
he
people-
likes Drake a lot.
Y'all got
and
headphones?
Drake likes him.
Yes.
While everybody was making fun of him, being like, "Oh, you're trying to sound like Drake." During this weekend, they were hanging out together. This weekend,
Yes, they were.
They were like exchanging advice. They were
peeped.
real life co-signing. Well, Drake was co-signing him.
Yeah, but-
So people were really trying to like shit on Jack, being like, "Yo, you'll never be like Drake." I'm like, okay, but in real life, Drake really likes him. So
I feel like two could be true though, right? I feel like he could still be getting the game from him while still trying to like.
He said it in the song.
and he did say it sort of mimic a guy. All right, I'm gonna play the song for you, right?
He
I think the
said-
song is
he
from
said,
like,
I just want to be Drake, but really, I just want
this
advice
is-
from him.
This song is called "Pick Your Phone Up" by Jack Harlow.
What's this off of?
This is from like 2018.
Yeah, this all.
You hear the vibe? He's naturally look. Man. And that's Camp. But he also does the same hook.
Right.
But you hear the aura of the song, the vibe of the
Yeah.
song. He's never been too far off of this
Yeah.
shit. He's
When
never been
I
too far
didn't
off of
think
this
it was.
shit.
I was like,
Yeah.
for me, I was like, hey, maybe this was. I said, for me, once again, I'll come back around.
Sure.
For me, the pacing of the album
the
is what
pace.
I said.
I'm telling you.
All right, I didn't like how this was sequenced and
Yeah,
paced.
it was
Like
the
it didn't feel
pace.
right. Like the way it came to each song and the way it ended, I was like, I wasn't a fan of the pacing, but I did understand the nuance of what he was trying to do. So when I went back and listened, and then I looked at all the comments on the internet, I was just like, y'all are going crazy. That's my biggest take from the album, which is unfortunate, is that I didn't understand why there was an excess amount of like extreme hate.
And-
I understood though, because I was like, okay, I can understand where you felt like he might have fallen short of it. Like I understand it wasn't the best album. That's the truth. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just didn't feel like it warranted niggas saying that Pepper Pig. That was crazy. Did one of y'all put that in the chat?
We're gonna get to that. That was the journalism question.
I'll hold on, if that's the case.
The journalism question I
Oh
have.
shit! Can I bring it to you?
I have for Reggie.
Oh, whatever question. I just
Wait.
no. I'm like not
Yeah.
rolling my eyes at this. I'm like
Like that?
I hate Pitchfork. I hate.
Got you.
Hold your
Never
thoughts.
hire me ever again. I don't
the
care.
Pepper-
Like that shit was
That's real shit.
unnecessary.
That's real shit. I respect you for that.
And I don't care if
respect
people
that,
are like,
if that's the case.
oh, people are being too sensitive. It was just a bad review. I'm like, it's very important to address these things
Yes.
because this is not progressive as
That was-
a music community. As like it is very. Let's
Was
talk
that
about it.
distasteful?
What we talking
Yeah,
about?
if you read the article, it's like they were more focused. This writer, I would say his name, but you could just look it up. But he was more focused on like insulting Jack than actually talking about the music.
Got
like
you.
it really go read it. Like tell me if I'm wrong.
Can I be
Like,
honest with you? When I seen that comparison, I almost didn't believe it was Pitchfork.
It was
Yeah.
no. They rate. I don't know if the Peppa Pig
Was a
they,
6.
It was
It's
dead
real,
ass.
it's real,
Like they
it's
really
real.
did review it, but I don't know if they reviewed it as like a joke because they were like
Right.
seriously writing about this album. But to give this album a 2.9, like. Okay, now you're dragging it.
but
It
here's
was
my
not a
thing.
2.
Here's my
give
thing.
it a 5.
Here's my thing.
I mean, a 4, whatever.
Here's
but
where
like,
it bothers me with giving it a 2.5. Not only was it given a 2.5, but it was also they put it next to Pepper Pig.
no. That
No,
was,
Was that
somebody
someone
else
that did
that
that?
was
Yeah.
someone's
Oh, yeah,
viral
no,
tweet.
they
See,
just
that's
had
what bothered me
screenshots.
about it. And I was
They
like,
just
yo,
had
what is?
screenshots.
And see, that's what's bothering me. Because it's like, what are we doing?
No,
But
exactly. I'm so
regardless-
glad you said that because it's like, you know, like I think on this podcast I've said like you know who cares if like let's say Dev doesn't like an album, that doesn't really bother me, but this bothered me so much because well, I love Jack, but also I see the bigger picture where it's like I feel like it's important to acknowledge like these things and like people dragging artists to filth for no reason because it's like you guys really make these artists never want to create again for
be
no
hating
reason.
themselves.
Like
They
what
be-
you
Bro.
did it for Bryson for what? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it if the album
be
was absolute
killing
dumpster
niggas.
shit and he was being disrespectful. All that I get it. But he was very intentional. This means the world to him, and like he created like
was
a
intentional.
like an average album.
It
If you
wasn't
think
cool.
if you
Yeah,
think
it
it's
was a
average,
cool
that's
album.
cool.
I think I had really high.
But do you have to shit
expectations
on
for him.
him?
No.
And Pitchfork tweeted. I'm sorry, last name. Pitchfork
No,
tweeted
go
out
ahead. Go ahead.
tweeted out that article 5 times with a different insult every time. I'm
Really?
like,
Couple
I'm like, can you
Can I read a couple
enjoy
of
your
them?
clicks, please? Enjoy your clicks.
I'll
like,
read
bro.
it. Jack Harlow's a one-trick pony without a discernible trick.
Jesus.
They tweeted that out 3 times.
Jack Harlow's new album is just terrible. What are we
Like
doing?
really? If
I
you
mean,
didn't-
and it's distasteful. So this actually kind of opens up another conversation I wanted to get to. But as far as Jack, like the reason why I'm not so mad at this is because, again, I'm a content person, right? If I connect with you, I'm gonna give your album a listen. Like
Sure.
that's just me. I consume. I'm not a fucking YouTube baby. I didn't grow up on YouTube, but that's how I get through my day.
Right.
Like when I'm walking to the gym, I'm listening to something on YouTube. When I'm going here, I'm like so. I've done my homework on Jack, and one thing that I've noticed about him, something he's admitted to, is being competitive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now you're in the game. And now that you're in the game, you got punched in the mouth. How do you respond to it?
Right.
You know, like when you said Bryson Tiller, he got that criticism and maybe it's his personality, but he was a reclusive. We haven't heard from him. We haven't seen him. He
Yeah.
kind of just went back into his hole
Yeah.
and he's doing his thing. He has an amazing family, a wife, kid, all that beautiful shit.
Right.
But he clearly wasn't interested in being in that position.
And they from the same
Whereas
city.
Jack,
Oh, yeah.
he
Kentucky.
openly says, yo, I'm competitive.
Right.
I want all the smoke. I don't want to lose. I want this. I want that.
Right.
So now that you got all of this,
Right.
let's see what you do next time.
Okay.
That's what I'm at. And
yeah, I
I'm
hope he does.
always gonna support a nigga
my
who
God.
fucking makes a song about a woman he wants. He
Yeah.
named the whole song
Yeah.
Dua Lipa.
That's hard.
Can we clap it up for that man,
Dua
please, in the
Lipa.
studio,
Yeah, we do, we
fellas?
do.
I'm trying to do
Ladies,
more
we
than
wanna
give
clap
it
it up
a
real-
feature.
Like,
Wait, can I
That's-
address that?
that's
real-
respect.
This really like brought me back to actually Pitchfork. He dropped like I forgot what it was. It was before the big album.
Okay.
He read a Pitchfork. This was like years ago. He did an interview and he was like, "Yo, I read this Pitchfork interview by somebody that I actually know, Alphonse. Shout out Alphonse at Pitchfork." And he gave him a really low rating. And he's like, "Yo, I read that and like." It really
Tore him.
tore me. But this was years ago.
Right.
So the fact that it's happening again with Pitchfork and now he's a superstar, I am really interested to see if like he brushes it off his shoulder now. Like now that he like, it's so crazy.
I
that
hope he does, man.
He
Yeah.
should,
And-
man.
and- and
I don't
Reggie
remember
was
stopping
right.
like
They
music.
posted
I don't
this,
think
like,
he is. I
6
really
times.
don't. I think Jack might even, and I don't know Jack from a hole in the wall. Let me disclaimer. But I really think what I've seen from him that he just want to rub this off. I'm like, yo, what's next? Let's keep it
hope so.
going.
I
I
would
really
hope so.
hope he does,
so.
and I really hope he keeps going. You know, I don't want to see like kind of what Rowdy kind of went through with just getting annihilated, and it did destroy. And we saw it destroy
Roddy
him.
Ricch?
To the
Roddy
point where
Ricch,
I feel
okay.
like it's affected his music moving
yeah,
forward.
yeah.
You understand
Maybe.
what I'm saying? Like
Yes, I can see that.
kill
I can
Rowdy
see that.
too.
I do want to add, just and we don't have to stay too long on it. And anybody who's listened to this podcast, we are not a divisive podcast, but I do always like to flush out the conversation in its totality.
Sure.
And so, do you think him being a white male has anything to do with the reaction of this, with how people receive it? Does that have anything on a surface level,
I got
on
it.
a rooted level, any level? Can we, the four of us, collectively say, all right, is this why it's triggered? Is he being
would-
received this way because of his race?
Okay.
I would say no this time because Jack is an anomaly. Jack got black women to want him and lust him. Like, think about that.
I'm
As
listening.
as one of the white rappers, like naturally, like when you have he's also going on tour with the City Girls.
Okay.
Hard. Makes sense too.
Smart.
Does
That
it make
makes
sense?
Mad sense.
It makes sense.
Mad
To
sense.
me, it makes it because
Mad
when I
sense.
saw that, I was like,
So-
he knows all the bad bitches are coming out
Yeah.
to see him on tour, and now we want to see City Girls too.
and he
Like that
talks
is
that shit.
genius.
Like he was able to break the cool barrier most white rappers
Oh.
gotta break.
Yeah.
For just everybody
Yeah.
to just accept you
Yeah.
for your music.
I don't think he's pretending because I don't think he's
Yeah.
pretending.
No. Let
Feel
me.
me?
But people, the City Girls think how we just like. We said, oh, that's a good move. People were saying he's pandering to the black audience.
See, but
So now
that was
hold
the
on.
backlash.
Can I ask you a
saw
question?
I saw it.
what is hip hop?
I don't think you're say it.
What is hip hop, y'all? Like we say a lot of things, right? We say a lot of things because this is the unwritten rules that we've made on the internet as we get angry at this is what we say, and this is how we go about it, and this is how we all should move. It's a tribalism move, right? It's virtue signaling. So when I listen and I see everybody saying he's pandering to black people, I say, well, what is hip hop? And is he supposed to do hip hop and pander to whites?
Yeah.
Is he like,
Bro.
sometimes I just want people to be intentional with what they say and really think about what you're saying.
I think it's the word pander.
I don't like that
It's the
word.
That's what it is.
That's not
because
for this
if you-
scenario.
Yeah, I don't think it's a pander thing. I think, again, if you
But what
go
you-
in and you
I'm
do your
black.
research, if you do your homework, like it's almost like you have to have a prerequisite to be in this culture, right? It's
Sure.
almost like a college course
Sure.
where to get to the
Absolutely.
part two of that
Sure.
course, you have had to take part one. You can't just skip it.
Absolutely.
You are
You
a
had to
guest.
pass.
When
You are a guest.
You had to pass. If
You are a
ain't
guest.
passed,
That's right. You
that's
wouldn't
it.
even have gotten to where you are. You are a
Exactly.
guest in this culture.
And so again, in watching some of his interviews, we see, or I've seen him get tested on, what is like the basic hip hop, like who's Kanye West? Like as basic as that. And maybe that's maybe a stretch,
Yeah.
but like I've seen him be kind of tested as far as what is your knowledge in this culture? Like,
Yeah.
why, how did you even get introduced to it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because my mom, she used to play Lauryn Hill when she was going through a heartbreak. Oh, so you got introduced to it in an organic way.
Sure.
Oh, so your dad, he knew this black, like,
Sure.
like that was the culture for him.
Yeah.
So
also-
I think we have to like be a little bit smart when we
be a little
actually say
smart.
these
Be
Yeah,
things.
and he
little
also
smarter,
said,
y'all.
He also said like
I don't think he's
when he
pandering. I don't-
when he first got signed, he got to Atlanta and he thought his sound started to change.
Okay.
And he said that's because he wanted his voice to sound like Candy, like to women. So I think the Drake
interesting
point,
take.
that's literally what he said. I think the
Interesting
Drake
take.
point everybody's making is like he makes the type of music like, yo, it's
He
for
wants
the
to
women,
he,
for the chicks.
He likes catering to the
Yeah,
ladies.
and,
Oh my
honestly, what did y'all expect Jack Harlow to talk about?
Huh.
No, let's really like.
Like, were you
Boy
expecting
is
him
24
to?
years old from Kentucky.
Yep.
Been in the rap game for a minute. Just found his coolness. He thought the reason why people just started to really like him is because he grew in a beard. Like this kid is 24,
I like-
bro.
I
Like,
They
I
said he
like
got
him.
a curly hair routine and everything changed.
what do y'all expect for him to talk
He
about?
plays it right.
What was he supposed to talk about?
You know what? He does a good job of all the things that we quote unquote probably in our community would make fun of the white boy for, he kind of just owns that.
Plays into
And
it.
we're cool. We're cool with
Leans
his
into
curly throw and the little earring. He plays off of all of
Yo.
those things. When I see him stand next to niggas like Drewski, when I see that, I'm like,
Yeah.
those dudes wouldn't even play with you like that if
bro.
it wasn't, if you weren't like genuinely just being yourself. You fake dude. They not do this. Isn't a label page. Like
said-
you could tell. I could tell.
feel me?
We just pick up on it. Like I said,
said-
when it comes to superstars, we choose you. Not the labels don't. The labels pick you and blow you up.
They try.
They can force it
They
on
can force it on
They
us.
try.
But we
Yeah,
choose these
yeah,
people,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
And
He
we
said-
get. I feel that vibe from him. Like I remember there was a even to get more on the racial side. There was a case. I think somebody in his team, something was said that was like racist or something was not liked, and had to do with race. And he immediately went on and made the announcement. It was like, this person is no longer part of my team. I would never let somebody like that. It was something against black women. Something, I hate to say this without being able to pull from it, but even from those standpoints, like he knows and he understands. I think he knows and understands
Absolutely.
his position.
His
like
position.
I'm a white man
Absolutely.
in this black culture, you know, of hip hop, and
said-
I'm a guest. And hey, listen, accept me for who I am. I love it, and yeah, I don't want to say the word pandering. Just sounds nasty.
And he knew this moment was coming because in interviews he was like, "Yo, I know it's coming. Where I'm gonna have a moment where a lot of people are gonna turn on me just because I'm getting successful really fast."
Right.
He was
It's
prepared
all
for it.
love.
There you
He
go.
said he was
Right
like,
people
"Yo,
around him.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate soon. I feel it coming." And then boom, watch everybody.
You get the right people around you, they
But
prepare you for stuff
it
like
means
that.
so much to him because he's been like talking about how much he wanted this career so bad that he's gonna take the hate. He's gonna be like, you know what? I know it comes with it. I'm really trying to like do it, but. Yeah, but also I thought you were gonna say the opposite when you were saying he has to take kind of like a quote unquote prerequisite to be part of this culture. And I thought you were gonna bring up he just had the like a game, whatever, with Ebro, and where he didn't know that Brandy and Ray J were siblings. That was really bad. That was really
we
bad.
dinged a few points.
No, but that's
I could
very,
look,
very-
I could look past.
I just
Okay,
because
because-
I could look.
No, because
He's
that's going
24.
No, that's going
I was gonna
viral.
say.
No, no, no.
I was gonna say
That
he-
is going viral on Twitter, and everyone's saying negative things. We're like, see, this is why
There's
we
a
don't let white men
campaign.
into black spaces. That's
There
what
is
people
a
are saying.
campaign.
But
man.
think of, at
gotta
what
be a
point in
game.
his life would you come across that information? Like when the show Brandy was popping,
Oh,
he
no,
was
yeah, I'm
in
not-
diapers.
yeah.
Like
No, you should, yeah.
for him specifically, I think there's even some black people who don't know that. There's some black kids his age that don't know.
No,
that.
I do. That's a crucial piece of information, but it's like, but he knows so much other history shit
Take
though.
it
Like,
easy. Take
what
it
did y'all expect
easy.
from him? It's back to the question.
I'm not trying to make and I'm not trying to make an excuse for a white man, man. I'm just trying to be a human being and try to be objective in this conversation, in the sense of like, hey, man, like, is it?
That is a little violation,
We're
though.
going
It's a little violation.
crazy.
Ray
Oh,
J
yeah,
the
that was-
God.
that was-
Ray J the
that's
king.
crazy.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But here's my
Ray J
thing.
the king,
I
my nigga.
also grew up in
just
a
getting older.
black household, and I watched Brandy. I watched Ray J. I watched For the Lover. Like I grew up in knowing this type of stuff. At the same time, I do understand that he grew up how he grew up. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe he caught what he caught. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, we are
What's
like
What's that white fact for like the white culture that we wouldn't know that is like very obvious to like that community?
I have no idea.
Like
a white fact of their own that we wouldn't know?
What is it like?
Similar to
a lot?
Yeah, like
Seems
what is the equivalent of something so obvious?
How many Grammys does Taylor
Oh, I
Swift
can name
have?
some. I'm like, yo, who did Ross date on Friends?
yeah, something
and I
like
would
that.
have no
Exactly.
idea.
I-
I have no idea.
Exactly.
But to
I
like
was
the
culture
masses,
vulturing, I guess.
they
I
know.
watched it. I know. Like, but that's what I'm
or
saying.
Seinfeld question. Meanwhile, Wale uses Seinfeld on all his albums.
I love
You know, it's
Seinfeld.
one of those things. It's like, bro,
Right.
I couldn't tell you anything about Seinfeld, but that album slapped.
Yeah, it's really
That nigga
it's-
Wale was spitting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Like,
one of
who
those
was the
things.
boxer that Martin Lawrence fought in the Martin Show? Who was the boxer that he fought?
Nobody would know.
It was, you know what I mean? It's like,
who was it?
I
Bubba?
think it was Tommy the Hitman Hearns. It was Tommy Hitman Hearns.
I thought it
and then
was-
when his face was blown up, classic episode. When his face was blown up, he was like, Gina, his face is messed
Yeah.
up. Like, all right, that's some niche shit to know. Like, but yo,
I just don't know why we're expecting everything out of the same people because Jack Harlow told me he don't smoke or drink.
that's fine.
Let me tell you what Alex brain go. Oh, okay, so you have a lot of sex.
Facts.
Like,
Oh,
it's-
yo. Stop.
That's what your mom.
Hold on.
doing?
That's what you do when
I
you
didn't
Deeper
know.
conversation.
Wait, I don't.
Absolutely.
Wait, so you stop that when you want to have a lot of sex?
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Wait.
Can we stay right there?
Bro, trust me, I'm the king of staying right here.
Stay right there.
Let's get elaborate.
Let me tell you.
Wait, no, I'm just, like, confused.
I have a
You stay
rule.
wherever y'all want
Yes.
to stay.
Let me tell you a rule.
Because-
you might take this. You might take this and run. I want everybody to listen.
All right,
This is the
all
worst
right.
advice I'll ever give you.
Yeah, like, what do y'all expect?
I got you. My nigga Mike here.
Yeah.
Listen,
Of course.
any man
Come on.
that I met that said he don't drink
Or smoke.
or
Droke.
smoke, don't drink or smoke. He strokes.
Drunk or smick?
I always say your vice has to be sex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every time.
Any man I met that
Every
says
time.
he doesn't drink,
Yes.
he doesn't smoke, I'm like,
Every time.
sex.
And it's back.
Okay.
And it's back to the content conversation about Jack.
Okay, sex.
Boy don't drink.
It
or
lines up.
Boy don't drink or smoke, and he.
Nah, that's fire though. To be like, yo, do
Come
a Lipa,
on, bro.
and then call her like, yo,
Yo, I wanna fuck you.
I made a song about you. Like, I
Is that
don't really
okay?
know if you know,
Respectful.
but
Like,
like,
what do y'all expect?
I wanna
real
fuck.
shit. That's why
I'm
I think
trying
the
to
drink.
smash. Like, I don't want to make music with you. Like,
I wanna
I'm
do
letting
more.
you. Like, that's fire.
Niggas
that-
that
I respect
don't drink
that.
or
I
smoke,
respect
man,
that.
you gotta watch them niggas.
That
man.
ass, bro.
I know
'Cause
y'all. I know
honestly,
y'all niggas.
'cause
All
if
you
y'all
niggas
wasn't-
drink or smoke.
So, Dev,
Y'all.
when'd you stop drinking and smoking?
I do both.
Oh,
And the latter.
I didn't know.
And the third one. I do all three.
I didn't know.
So
what
fuck
you,
all that.
You know, me.
Trust me. I own that shit. I drink, I smoke, now fuck.
Speaking
Nah,
of
he's a
drinking, smoking, and
masterclass,
fucking, y'all want to talk about Future?
Do I want to talk about Future?
Y'all want to talk about Future?
That's
Do
how
I
you
want to
should
talk
treat
about
that.
Future?
That's a bad masterclass.
Do y'all want to talk about Future?
What is there to say about
Actually,
Future?
you know
Other
what?
than
Fuck
you
this.
want to
What
bring
is
it
there
up?
to say about Future?
Let's actually
Let me
kill-
take this over, man.
Oh, you got it?
No, go.
No, I was gonna say we can kill
you
two
just
birds with one stone
Go.
How so?
because
Yo,
the last
that
time
is
that I
such
was
a
here,
crazy saying.
Yeah,
Like,
Kill two birds with one stone.
what? That is so aggressive.
Because you got to be
Like,
elite to do
a
that.
fucking-
Holy
God.
Kill
shit.
two birds.
Like, think about it. One stone.
Why are you killing
Look
two
at the new
birds?
generation taking shit from us. Look.
What?
I'm laughing because I feel like that's
Yeah,
something
that's
like
it. Just take
like somebody like a Gen Z or be like, we have to stop this
No,
right now.
I've used that phrase so many times, but I thought about the imagery of killing a bird. Like, why do we say
that's
that?
mad
Like,
skill.
That's mad
skill.
skill. That's OD skill.
that's impressive.
You was eating for days
But
back
can
in
I
the
say
day.
something about us as a generation? I love that we do analyze the shit that we've been been using
Yeah.
for
Just
years like that.
That is
but it
so
always makes me laugh like,
aggressive.
oh, we about to take that. It's over.
Oh no, that phrase isn't canceled. I just thought about it. I was like, whoa. I just pictured Savon like throwing a fucking stone
and going,
in the air. Like,
oh, fire.
Got that motherfucker.
Anyway.
I can keep my other stone now.
exactly. I'm like, why do we say
Saving money.
And also you can have your cake and eat it too. I don't get it because
I
you're
never
supposed to
got
eat
that
cake.
one.
You can have your cake and eat it too. I
I've
don't get
never
that.
gotten that.
Exactly. Anyway.
I don't get that.
Like, yes, I
I'm
want to
sorry.
I
have
get
my
a
cake.
slice, but I want the whole cake. You can have your cake and eat it too.
That's not it.
No, they said you can't have your cake.
Oh,
and
you
eat it.
can't?
You can't have your
But
cake.
I'm like, that's
Yes,
cake.
I
That's what you're
can.
supposed to do.
You
That's a
can't.
J. Cole reference, but yeah.
You can have your
That's what
cake and
they
eat it
say.
too. All right, enough.
Anyway, I'm sorry. You want to kill
we can
two
just
birds
break
with one
that- yeah,
stone.
let's
I
kill
never
two
got
birds.
it's
Sorry,
raining
Savon.
cats and dogs. Like, the fuck
I
you
don't
talking
get that
about?
either. It's raining cats and dogs. I don't get that.
It's heavy. Maybe I don't know.
Raining cats and dogs. That's a good
Future's
one.
Haitian.
That's a good one.
Future is Haitian. Haitian
Haitian?
That's
king.
a wild transition.
Sorry.
I didn't know what
I tried
we
to help
were
you. I
going
tried to
for. No, I'm not
research.
mad at that. I wanted to address actually both
Yeah.
Alex and Levens since Levens has a mic. The last time that I seen Levens, we had a conversation about Pusha T.
Right.
And he was very, very, very animated, very passionate about Pusha T's content being redundant. I hate it. I never want to
I
hear
never
this
said
again.
that. I did not.
Oh my God. He talks about the
Pusha-
same
no, I
thing,
did not
man.
say that.
It's just
Who
so
says that?
fucking. This is
not
what
true.
Levens said
Levens
to
said
me.
that? That's
not
Like,
true.
this is what Levens said
Was
to
it
me
off
2
camera?
weeks ago.
Was it
That's
off
not
camera?
true.
This was off camera.
Okay, that's
not
He
true.
had a very
He is
intense
lying.
conversation.
He was like, I'm tired of coke rap.
I said at
That's
at
what you
Pusha
said.
T-
I'm
I
kidding,
said
I'm
at
kidding.
Pusha
I'm
T's
kidding.
age, he's had a kid. Since his
You're
last time he
talking
had a
about
kid
idiots.
and
Stop selling
got
coke.
married.
Look
So you
at
should speak
Levens
for him.
talking about niggas.
Again,
age.
let me set this up.
Yeah.
Please,
Okay, I'm sorry.
please,
I like
it.
please.
Savon
like
is
it.
good at setting up.
Two two birds, one stone.
Damn.
Right?
Two stones,
So I want to talk
four
about
birds.
5
sorry,
eggs.
I'm sorry.
4
I'm
birds,
sorry.
nigga.
I'm gonna
Come
shut
on,
up.
that's a hard shirt. Come on.
Thank you.
They
Yeah,
ain't
I
catch
got
your
you.
piano.
I want to take
fine.
Levens' point with
Joke
Pusha
over
T,
here.
Okay.
and I want to marry that to Future and his content
King.
and his album because two of them do what they do in their lane very, very, very well, if not
And
the best
still at their big
what they
age.
do
Okay.
at their very big age.
Okay.
Levens,
They're not that old, though.
Alex,
Yeah.
everybody. In music, we would look at them and say, at some point, yo, 43, 44, 45. I think
Future's
Pusha-
48.
Future's not
He's
48.
not.
Oh, I'm bugging 38. 38.
48.
I think that was a joke.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
Baroski.
38. 38.
What is up with you, famo?
He
Holy
said that, man.
Nah,
shit.
'cause he might be like that at 48.
48 Future. All right.
He's not 48.
All
But
right.
I
He
do
is
think
38. He's 38
I
years
think
old.
Pusha T is
38,
like 45. So
Yes.
regardless, they're in the latter parts of their careers.
Yeah,
Why you-
he's
why you make that
45.
face?
Yeah.
Pusha's about 45.
45?
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yes.
I believe it. He gives dad vibes.
Yeah.
He's a dad.
What the
Anything
Drake
is
said? He said, "You
possible."
older than the nigga you signed up under."
Oh, all right. Enough.
So
Pusha
again-
T fuck you up. You better show.
I just wanted to bring those two conversations because
Yeah, yeah. I
didn't know
the
he's
content.
45.
Sure.
How do y'all feel about it? Levens, now that you got a microphone, defend yourself.
What content? What
About
content?
who?
Pusha T.
T specifically.
Oh.
I feel like Pusha T has been rapping about the same thing with little growth. The same thing for the.
I don't think
last-
those are synonymous.
He correct.
You can grow in the same style that you're doing.
But
And
here's
he
the thing with
compares
Pusha T.
it-
Pusha T, I look at Pusha T as an amazing lyricist, and he makes great songs. So as a rapper at his age, since his last album, he's had a kid. He's beefed with the biggest artist in the world. He's gotten married. I feel like the content hasn't grown with him much. I feel like he's still talking about bagging coke. But he had a hit
said it like
record.
that.
Like,
He said it like a
I get
white
what you're
woman
saying.
from
Grinding was 20 years ago.
from the Hamptons
Like,
bagging
Gen Z?
coke.
Like,
Y'all hear Gen
it's
Z?
Like, you were
fucking-
disgusted.
No, but my
Oh my
the,
God.
the
They had to
bigger
sell
the bigger
drugs
deal
back in the
is
day?
Fucking coke.
Yeah, nigga, how you think you got here?
the bigger deal
Y'all hear
though
Gen
is
Z?
Smoking
grinding came
pots.
out 20
I heard
years
that.
ago.
Huh?
Grinding came out 20 years ago. It's been 20 years since like
No, but-
his first hit was 20 years ago.
He
Is
does talk about all that grown shit, but he still does it through the lens of like coke.
I hear you, and I feel like as
No,
a
because he was talking about
consumer.
this in what interview? But
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I still talk about it, but like,
Yes.
it's a metaphor for the worldly things that I'm still going
So
through."
how do you feel
Like,
about Future saying all the things that you said
Future
about Pusha T?
being
Here's the
toxic.
difference.
Is your
How do
I
you-
don't believe. Here's the difference now. I don't believe Pusha's lead single for the album was a record called Diet Coke.
Okay.
I don't believe Pusha is still bagging coke, but I believe Future is still breaking hearts. And
But
with
what if he-
Future, there is growth within
that was a
that
good
topic.
that was a good take.
Okay,
But he
but what
can't
if-
make music for people that still back coke?
I
I
feel
don't
like
think that was a good take.
Me either,
I
because
No, I'm
Future-
saying his comparison.
Oh,
no,
I'm
I'm
just
saying his
saying as
comparison.
an-
I was saying, yeah,
yeah.
Future breaks hearts, and that, yeah, I
Gotcha,
see
gotcha.
that.
But
And
Future has
he can
admitted-
still make music for people back, but I feel like as a
Yeah.
rapper who's so personal and he talks about his story all the time, I feel like, all right, when does this story
I see what
have
you're
a
saying.
middle and an end? Like, what's going on?
I can
Whereas
respect that.
Future, even throughout his career, yes, it's been a lot of heartbreaker and love things, but he has been able to tell stories. We've heard him make mistakes and fix
Yes.
those mistakes. He went from saying "fuck these bitches" to
Fuck
it's-
these bitches.
to it's the love of my grandma
Relax
that
it
makes me gentle.
That's
when
what
I,
he says.
No,
He
but
still
he
says
still,
He says
it's
the
still-
same. He says
No,
fuck these
obviously,
bitches,
his
but
new
in a
album-
better
You're not
way.
hearing me.
Blow
You're not
up
hearing
that
me.
bar he just said. Drop it.
But
L.
he went
Y'all
from
taking one
he
bar.
went
It's
from
my
no,
love
but
for my
that's
grandma
the
that made
thing.
me
It's still
gentle when
growth
I
in there.
care for you.
He went from
He's nice to women.
bitch,
in
get out my
songs sometimes.
hotel after I nut to
And he's still
it's
that.
the love of my grandmother that
Listen,
makes me gentle.
That's one
when I
song.
care for you.
when I
Yeah, he
care
went to
for
therapy.
you.
He has a few songs that he can't. Even the song he got with
Yeah.
Rihanna is fire. Like
Turn
he's
on
been
the
doing.
light. Yeah,
he's
he's-
always had songs like that were nice towards girls, but he also, talks that shit. Which I'm not mad at all. He talks that shit. He living his life,
And
he
Future's not a
lives it.
personal artist.
What's
he
the
doesn't
name?
talk
What's
about
the
his story.
what's the album? What's the name of his album?
I don't care.
I don't
Never
even
liked
fucking
you.
like
What is
you.
it?
I don't like you. I'm sorry.
I never liked you. No, I'm
Yes.
talking about
Oh, I don't
both
like
of
you.
them. Both of them are on
It's
brand.
almost
It's
dry.
almost dry. It's on brand for selling drugs, or as a coke or a drug reference. And so is Future. I never liked you, the Toxic King.
But
like
I
they're
don't-
both doing
I
the
don't-
same thing in the same lane.
Here's my
I don't
point.
agree with the
But-
comparison. One second.
but
I don't
the-
agree with the comparison
Okay.
because Pusha is very vocal about his story and his upbringing.
No,
so
he's not. No, he's not.
On interviews,
on.
what do you
He's-
mean?
No,
Like,
he's
like,
not.
what's
In his
specific-
Pusha T has said again, and this is why you young people
But I-
need to just do a little bit more
young men-
research. or
whatever.
just- because
I
listen,
listen to the music,
but
that's
listen,
the
you're not
research.
listening. But you're not listening. Yeah, if you listen to the music, he doesn't tell stories. That's one thing that he's prided himself on in his bars is I talk for the people who can do, who have done what I've done. He doesn't tell his story. And that's one of the magical things about Pusha T is that it's never too personal. He opens his album with Bramilton. Bramilton is the first time he's ever told a story on an album. Listen, the catalog is there. So when you talk about growth, it's like they both are doing the same thing. It's great. It's amazing. We
Right.
want it from those two artists.
Right.
But it's the same shit. They stay in their lanes.
It's just like I think we judge certain artists and we're putting them on all of the same metric. Because when I look at somebody like a Pusha T, there's a certain expectation. I know I'm getting that. Also, an artist like Travis Scott, we've said this a million times. Everything's starting to sound the same. But where's like, no, I like this from Travis Scott. Just like you know, it's like we want
Yeah, bro.
something from
But
someone
I wanna-
that's not what they're trying to give you or their fan base, because let's be honest, he has a cult like following. So for him, he's like, I just want to make music for the niggas that I want to make music for. He's not. I think we're looking at it in the guise of, are you trying to take this shit to the next level? I don't think Pusha T is making music to be like, I'm trying to be
Or Future.
fucking
Neither one of them.
right.
I feel like
I
neither
feel like
one
they
of
just
them.
like, I'm just want to be cool.
do
I
what
just
do.
don't. I just don't know why by now we get confused when we know what we're subscribing for. right? I really want us to really start to be intentional with the way we listen to music because to your point, Devon, we do group everything together.
Yeah.
I'm really able to listen to any genre, whether they be talented or not, and just listen to it for music. Y'all want to know why I'm able to do that? Because I'm taking it for what it is. If it's trap music, guess what? I'm gonna expect some trap.
I'm gonna trace
It
rap.
might get a little
Talk
raunchy on
shit,
there. If
blah,
I'm listening
blah.
to pop music, beat might do a lot of switch changes. Might talk about some deep love. It's only with us where we see. All right, Drake is. I love Drake. I love J. Cole. I love Kendrick. All right, everybody else, you're not them. It's like, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
Why are we not? That's why I enjoy music so much because I'm just able to digest it.
I get it.
For what it is. I'm listening to this Bad Bunny album right now. I don't know what word he's saying.
Yeah.
I love this.
But you like it.
I don't know one word,
like it.
bro. I don't know none of it.
And you're listening to it with a different.
I don't know.
You're listening to it with a different intention.
Absolutely.
And that's fine. You understand what I'm saying? And whether or not it goes to the, the scale of like fucking massive, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that the goal of the artist? I think a lot of people like miss that point of an artist creating music. Now, granted, for me personally, I'll be honest, I want to go to the masses, right? That's me, right? For right now. Right now, it's like, I want my next project or the next song, I want it to go.
Exactly.
But for somebody like Future that has had #1, somebody like Pusha who has had huge, a long career, by the way, one of the few people that have had long careers like that, I think he's happy just making the music that he likes to make.
He's our misogynist.
Exactly.
And I can decide whether I was a Pusha T fan before or I'm not. Like that's how I feel. It's like I know certain niggas that are massive Pusha T fans, and I always put somebody else against them. Like, bro, I like this person better, and that's fine. But I don't think I'm not expecting Pusha T to put out this album of like, oh, you're trying to go to the next level. I don't know that. Like I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what
Unless
he's
he
doing.
has said that, which he hasn't, right?
Yeah, so I think that all falls into. I think that's my fault then, because I always look for, especially in older acts, as a young man, I look for evolution, and I've seen that in some of my favorite rappers, whether it's Cole, Jay-Z,
We grouped them
Sure.
like that. Yeah.
But at
So
least
I
he
think it's my
acknowledges,
fault
okay, that's
for
me. Yeah.
expecting something
Exactly.
that
We love self-awareness.
You're
Yeah.
a music
men take
lover.
accountability.
It happens to the best of us.
Now,
Yeah.
to piggyback off of that, when I look at Jack Harlow, do I think that he was trying to get to the next level? Yes. I think he was trying to get to the next level. So when I look at it, I go, I don't think that was the one, my brother, but try again. I'm still here and I still want to hear more, but try again. So I do understand, like, that's how I have to look at things. You understand what I'm saying? When I listen to Jack out, I wasn't like, oh yeah, this is Jack. I was listening to like, oh, this is about to be the thing that separates him from, from
absolutely.
I listened to it with that intention.
And I want to say something because you are an upcoming producer. Like, you're killing shit. You're doing your thing. But in that word evolution, like, I think artists, they do evolve, and they may evolve in their lane, in their space, and what they're comfortable in, but it is evolution. So to say, and I'm not like attacking you on this, I'm just trying to give you perspective, because one day there's going to be people critiquing you, critiquing your work, because you're on that path. Like,
You make some slaps.
everybody in this room know the rooms
Making
that
some
you
slaps.
be in and what you're doing, and
We know
your
who in the
talent
room,
and your
too.
capability.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I'm even saying this.
Yeah.
But one day somebody's gonna look at you and be like, yo, that was his sound.
Yeah.
That was what he did.
Absolutely.
And he ain't really changed. But it's like, yo, I'm still me.
Yeah.
Don't
And-
hold me
and hey.
pigeonholed to 2002 when
And
we in
hey,
2022.
I'm not to cut you off, Savon. I'm me because I keep doing this so well repeatedly.
Right.
Like
Yes.
right now, my
Like
style of beats. I'm not going off of it. It's R&B and trap.
Right.
When you signing up for me, think of A Boogie.
Right.
Like the hoodie, not me. I'm A Boogie.
I
too.
know what you mean.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna veer off.
That was a bomb.
Me too. I thought he was A Boogie. I was like, yo, when the fuck you get that
Nah,
nickname?
the nigga from the Bronx.
Okay, I ain't
You
know
what
that.
I'm saying? But
I
I'm
cannot
not
waste your
gonna
time.
allow that to deviate what I want to do because I know how good I've gotten at it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if I start to do some other shit now, he said this in an interview recently too, maybe we don't hold him as great. Is it growth when he starts to try some other shit
but then-
and it's
Do I want to
trash?
hear? Do I
think
want to
that-
hear Pusha T or
Yeah.
Future be conscious? Do I
Do
want to
you?
hear that?
That's a
I wouldn't
conversation. A lot of
mind
people
hearing
say
that
that. A lot
shit.
of people say
I
have
wouldn't
that
mind hearing
conversation.
I don't want to hear that shit.
But
Regard- and I think that
Nigga,
turns
sell me
into
drugs.
the
Nah, please.
Kill the community.
Please shoot.
The fuck?
Oh my
Savon,
goodness
Savon, I
gracious.
feel like what
Women
you
in
just
Ubers
said.
and shit. What the fuck? I don't want to hear about you niggas talking about black. Leave that shit to fucking Talib Kweli and Kendrick. Like, we got Kendrick on the way.
See, that's what
Kendrick
Ravens
on the
wants
way.
from
like-
Pusha.
Nah.
But
fucking
here's the
name.
thing. Now
Go
I
get
feel
that.
like what you just said to me as a producer, I think that brings us right back into that Pharrell conversation, because I feel like his rapid, how can I say this? 10 years ago, 2012, 2013, 2014,
Sure.
we had All Right, we had Get Lucky, We had Blurred Lines. Those are all Pharrell beats. To fast forward
Happy.
and hear how his sound
he
has
was happy.
changed. I guess you can call it the evolution, whether in a
Sure.
good direction or bad direction. I guess that's kind of the parallel
theme.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's what they wanted the record to sound like.
That's
We
it.
might not like it, but
that was
that's
the
what they
artist's
created.
intention. And you're gonna come to a point in your producer career where you have a bunch of hits and you have this sound going for yourself, and then you're gonna get asked this. Then this question is going to arise: Yo, all your shit sound the same. I want something different from you. And then you're gonna have to sit and make the decision of, I don't want to do nothing different. I'm good right here, or I want a new audience. And when you have to make that decision, it's a very dangerous one, because now you can become disingenuous to yourself and to other people while you're trying to cater to a brand new audience, and then you lose the old audience. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So it's tricky, and it's a decision.
You want to know what happened? Who that happened to exactly?
Who?
Our guy, bro.
Who?
That's what happened.
Oh, wow, that's
That's
crazy.
exactly what happened.
It happened to me
what?
too,
And-
by the way.
Really?
It happened to me too. Yes.
know about that.
Because you forget. I
Talking
think
about-
niggas forget
I want to say his
that
name. I know he's
what I used to do. I used to be the rappy guy.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
a
You
I
said
was
that you
that's how I was
started.
introduced.
yeah,
That's how I
25th.
was introduced to you.
Exactly. I was a
in high
rappy
school watching you do covers of big Drake records.
rappy,
But now
right?
he's an R&B sensation.
And I changed
That's
the
how I
thing.
was introduced to you.
But
yeah.
it's because that lane, I saw that lane, and I saw the ceiling of that lane. I won't say who I saw and was like, okay, so I analyzed. I said, okay, so he's the ceiling. And I said, is that the ceiling I want to hit? I'm like, no, I want a bigger ceiling. So I'd rather go back down and rebuild for the potential of maximizing myself. And I felt like the genre where I was, as far as that little niche, was starting to die a little bit. And I was like, I really don't feel passionate about this anymore. And I made a decision because I wasn't happy about it. Now, granted, I could have kept doing that shit, and I bet you I would have been even more successful as of right now just doing it. But I wasn't happy doing that anymore. I didn't feel cool anymore
get
even
that,
doing
bro.
it. You understand what I'm saying? I was like,
Absolutely.
I
It don't feel like you after a while.
It didn't feel like me. I was like,
you
yo,
knew,
I'm an
you
adult.
knew you had to do it to maybe get to a place.
Yes,
but it don't feel like you
and
no more.
R&B was the medium where I felt like an adult, like I felt like a man, and I felt like I can express myself in who I really was.
I want to stay right here because we're talking about Future and R&B, and this is exactly what I wanted to talk about today. I love y'all. Oh my God.
Let's do it.
Come on, real quick.
I know where he going.
I know I don't even got to tell anybody in this room, but this is to the people listening. To my generation specifically, millennials under, so we got millennials, Gen Z, Alpha. Y'all them new ones.
1996
Alpha?
babies.
Yeah.
Alpha's
Al-
2000,
Alpha's the new ones.
2010 to 2025.
There you go.
Born
That's
to-
the thing?
That's
Yes.
the one under
Is
Gen
that
Z.
like
Yes.
official, or did they
Oh,
start
It is
calling
official.
You
No,
can
it's
Google
a
it.
Why
real.
did they
You
get
can Google
alpha?
it.
Like,
You can-
that is
that's
such
a
a
hard
cool,
name.
Because
like,
they're alphas.
They
Think
better
about
be
it.
dope.
They basically seen what the baby boomers, the dumb shit they did. They looked at the millennials. They see
That
the
was
dumb
pretty
shit
dumb.
they did.
Y'all always
They
skip
seen
over
that-
Gen
Hold on. They
X.
see the dumb shit the Gen
Wait, what?
Zers did.
Y'all
and now
always
they
skip
got,
over Gen X.
and now
Like
they
my
got
father is Gen X. It's like from 63 to 80, 19.
Can I say something
lost
about? Can I say
That's
something about that,
X?
Jen?
No, I'm lost.
It's not a good look.
We always skip it over.
A lot of
when we have
niggas
this
ain't got their
conversation.
fathers from that generation.
Nah, word. It was
A lot of them niggas ain't show up.
am I Gen Z?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh no, you're millennial. No.
96
Wait,
is
what
the
year?
last
What year?
year.
What year?
I thought
96 is the
millennials were
last
like
year,
old. I thought they
millennial.
were like 30s.
96
like-
is the last year.
Millennials is me.
Relax.
Nah, you with me.
You're the last year millennial,
You with me,
yeah.
I'm
nigga.
here, but you trying to say third, like, nah.
What year were you born?
96 is the last year.
Yeah, that's the
we
last
the same
year.
year. We the same year. I'm telling you.
So you millennial.
Millennials.
You're millennial.
96
You're a
is the last
millennial.
year.
Barely.
I'm a millennial
X,
too.
wait, so it's XYZ millennial?
I'm millennial.
I'm just glad I wasn't with them Gen Z. Yeah, you're
So,
a millennial.
Ro-
Okay.
I'm just
Can
glad
I-
I wasn't
can I
with them Gen
Labels
Zs.
don't define us.
Yeah, so Rob is 97. He's the first of the millennials.
He's the first
like
of
our
He is a hybrid.
OG. He's our
Because
OG.
he's just right. Rob is just the right amount of that's stupid.
Absolutely.
That's dumb.
He's an in-between.
He's an in-between.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
But yeah.
This goes to
Rob
both.
and Levis are two different people. That's why I say like, yes, that's two different fucking
Yes.
generations.
That is two different
Cam
generations.
and way different people. These are animals. These
it's
are
clear.
animals we're talking about.
Whatever
in that
generation,
generation.
whatever generation I listen to, y'all remember when R&B actually like used to be cool?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the hood niggas would sing R&B outside. It's a vibe. Like,
Yes.
men wouldn't feel weird singing
a picture
R&B
on
Yes.
in the same room as men, right? So that's why I
Yes.
was bringing up even the whole generation thing.
Yes.
I'm realizing
When
my
I
generation
see
and the
you.
latter millennials specifically, we've weaponized R&B to just come off as softish. And that's something we shouldn't support. The irony in the guys, y'all ready? They favorite rappers is singing on every fucking song. The funniest part is their biggest songs they're singing on.
Yeah.
And y'all still find the gall, the audacity, the nerve to say shit like, I don't like R&B music. I need y'all to please stop saying that shit.
Who's saying that?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Y'all, come on.
No,
Like,
if they
let me
don't
know.
say it, if they don't say it,
Reggie, I need you to get out of your world.
if
right?
they
Get out of
don't
Reggie.
say it,
Oh,
They feel that.
Reggie, I want you to get out of your world. Think of millennial men our age. Do you think out of your world, do you think they could just bump Lucky Day amongst themselves without niggas in the room be like, yo, what you listening to? Or do you think they'll be able to listen to some Bryson Tiller in the room? I'm being serious.
Can I give you a reason?
Yeah,
Can I give you a reason?
There's a pocket of dudes.
Nah.
The
I have
general,
an
amazing- I have
Can
a
I say
reason
something?
for
Because I
this.
grew up
Yeah.
this. I really grew up this era.
Remember when it was a cool thing for men to like, niggas don't be like
I have
that.
the
no
reason
more.
It's
why.
cool.
I know the
It's
reason
cool
why.
to be an
Exactly.
R&B fan, is it
I'm
not?
telling you now, in the 90s with my
Say it.
stepfathers,
Thank
okay?
you.
I remember
More
men.
masculine men, right?
Men. He would
That's
be
the point
playing
I
his
make.
tapes.
Yeah.
Tapes, nigga. His tapes was Usher. His tapes was Jodeci. His tapes. I remember being in the car. We played a little bit of hip hop. It was like Biggie, a little bit like rock. It was like a little bit of that, but it was R&B in that car. Like men, like we used to all be singing and shit like that. That was a thing. What I feel like what happened is,
Yes.
this is not a shot at you, brother. Drake blurred the line, right?
He really
somewhere.
did.
We're getting somewhere now.
He blurred the line in hip hop
We're
and
getting
R&B.
So no, hold on.
did.
Before you even go, think about your point. What was pre R&B like before Drake? What was pre R&B like before Drake?
You niggas sing, you niggas rap.
Sure.
It was a clear line. It was a very clear line.
Sure.
And it's T-Pain, it's not your fault. I love you, bro. I'm dead
We
ass.
love you.
When I look
Forget
at
what Usher said.
When I look at that transition, the transition kind of starts with like the T-Pain, Lil Wayne, Kanye, 808 to Heartbreaks. There was a transition that started to happen, and that's when shit started to shift. The Futures, I remember all of that shit. Tony Montana,
Right.
we loved it. So for me, when Drake came along, I feel like the lines got blurred for R&B.
Yeah.
And the last R&B nigga to cut through was Bryson. And that I remember I was fucking there. I lived it. Bryson was like the last R&B dude that was like, okay, this is clearly what we're gonna call R&B right now. And then it was
Trap
the Drake
soul.
Trap Soul. Right?
That vibe.
Think about it. It was
As
combined
to
with
where
hip hop.
men felt comfortable listening to like
that.
slower music.
And we started cursing.
And it wasn't like a my fault. L, you wanted to add to this.
I have-
R&B
I have
niggas we started cursing.
Yeah, no,
There's-
exactly. The
so
reason,
when I
like,
speak to people my age, actually my best friend, he was never
Nigga,
an
you ain't got
R&B
no
guy until
friends.
he really started hanging with me. And I really asked him. I sat him down and I said,
It's
"Yo,
the
what's
point
up,
I'm
bro?
making.
Like, why is the only R&B records I hear is Don't or Say It or things like that?" And I think the reason is because male R&B right now, I feel like guys don't want to be listening to her sexy records and Summer and everything.
Mike, I'm
and
lying.
male R&B is
We from
such
the
a
hood. I'm lying.
minuscule thing that my generation doesn't like it. But gangsters, real gangsters, they listen to R&B. We know that.
A lot of
gangsters-
niggas, nah.
real
Real
niggas
gangsters, they
listen to
I
R&B.
connect with
But
niggas that listen to
my
R&B. I connect with those
generation,
niggas.
It's so
Like, I'm like,
uncool
oh,
for
yo.
a guy. It's so
Look,
uncool
look.
for a guy to listen to R&B because it's like, what am I gonna listen to? I thought in my head until 3-4 weeks ago when I went to the Lucky Day concert, I thought Lucky Day was so much bigger than he is, and I think we've had this convo. He's the guy for male R&B right now.
Who they looking to give it to right
Besides
now.
Chris Brown,
Sure.
he is the guy,
Sure,
right?
right.
And he got on stage and said, "Yo, the album did well, man. They finally put an over on radio. I'm so hype." I'm like,
That's insane.
fine. This song came out August last year.
But people
song.
don't know how insane that
and
is. though.
then I checked his numbers and I said,
I
"Oh,
listened
his
to it.
album didn't do crazy first week." Male R&B is really minuscule. So
bro.
since
It's
it's
a
not on the
niche,
mainstream and it's not easy for my guys to find it and everything,
But
they're not
see,
gonna listen
L,
to Summer.
But that's why I get so
Yeah.
pissed off when, first off, but everybody I'm about to name I love. Y'all know I love music. Dirk be singing on all his shit.
Of course. It's all melody.
Future be singing on all his shit.
Blurred line. It's a blurred line.
So it's just like, how can
And they be
y'all
making
fix, I just want y'all
R&B
to think-
records.
I just want y'all to think about what y'all say. Words have meaning now. I'm older now. I be really getting
My
affected
favorite
by
Future-
it.
yeah.
Y'all can't say y'all like R&B music if your favorite rapper is doing a variation of it.
Yes, Future.
All
My
right?
favorite Future song
It's,
on that
it's a
album is R&B
conditioning.
record.
It's a conditioning.
And when we get somebody like a Blast who's
Yeah.
like, holy shit,
Oh,
this is
it's
cool
a
to
good
listen to
hybrid.
and
That's
everything.
an amazing hybrid.
No,
Good
but
hybrid.
When
Good
he
hybrid.
puts out like, I'm
He's a
not
good
R&B.
hybrid.
I'm just doing what I do.
He
I'm
said
not
that?
R&B.
He said
Yeah.
he's R&B?
His album is not listed as R&B. He said he's all
He said
So
he
we
said he
lose that
described his
moment.
own sound like more melodic rap if he had to put a label on
Like
it.
a
He
Nate
did say
Dogg.
that in like a
Yeah.
recent
Like a
interview.
Nate
Oh
Dogg.
man, I wanted Blast on R&B, man. That
So-
was, he was a good.
But
that
he be
was,
spitting though. Like he
nah,
re-rapping
he
though.
rapping. I
Yeah.
get it, but I really loved him
Wanted him
for
to claim
R&B.
R&B.
I wanted him to claim
He's
R&B.
he's
Why isn't he
is.
claiming R&B? Because he probably knows what's more popular.
It's a small little.
That's the point. And it's us.
You
It's-
make- you
it's
pigeonhole
our
yourself.
fault.
You could see,
You
you
pigeonhole
could see
yourself.
that there's
Yeah,
that
you pigeonhole
self-awareness.
yourself. Oh, I just did it with somebody this week.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you listen to, I don't listen to R&B.
There's that
And then they
self-awareness.
listed off all their favorite rappers that be
I'm
singing.
gonna read it.
But you know what the funny thing is? You know what
But to see, that's the thing. Like, I think R&B for me is the content, right? So
Okay.
Future, Lil Durk, they can be singing, and they
That's not
can
rap.
be melodic.
But that's not rap.
It's not. But again,
Feel me?
that's
Yeah.
the evolution. Going back to that word evolution,
Right.
that's the evolution of rap. I think rap has subgenres that we haven't identified them as on paper. It's not official
saying the same
to say
point.
melodic rap.
We're the
right?
only ones,
There's no
only genre of music that doesn't do that.
There's nobody that's
You're right.
listed as a melodic rapper.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
either your hip
They do it
hop,
at the
your
Grammys
rap,
now, though.
or
They do it
your
at the Grammys.
R&B, or your pop. Like that is it.
Right.
Those are the 4 categories that
Right.
everybody gets.
Yeah.
No
Absolutely.
matter if you're pop, R&B, or a rapper.
Absolutely.
So that is really the problem for me. As somebody who does listen to R&B and like R&B is my main source of
Yeah.
just that's my fucking muse almost. Like
Uh-huh.
that's why I go to
Absolutely.
Escape, right?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because it's a saying that they say love will never die.
Okay.
Which is why Ja Rule and all of these people from the late 2000s or early 2000s,
Yup.
late 90s, they get to tour forever. Like
Yeah.
I was listening to Joe.
Yeah.
Yup.
Right? I'm on like that Joe.
Classic.
I was listening to him this past weekend and it still gives you that same feeling because
does.
that feeling of love never dies. It doesn't
Right.
go away.
Right.
It can't change. When you meet a man, when you meet a woman and you see them and you feel a way about them or you hurt,
Right.
whatever that
That's
hurt
my
is,
point.
it still existed in the 70s.
Bro, we
Yeah.
said-
I could listen to Stevie Wonder right now. I'm
And
gonna still
understand
feel
him.
and connect with
Right.
whatever
Yes.
Stevie Wonder says. Like,
That's
right.
I know the day that I get married, I think I played it on this podcast. There's a ribbon in the sky.
That's my song.
I'm walking
That's
down
my
the aisle
shit.
of that.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely.
you know why?
Uh-huh.
Because that content is forever.
Right.
It's infinite.
Absolutely.
So for me, when we have these conversations, I think the lines get blurred because yes, Future may be singing. Yes, Lil Durk, he may be singing. Yes, Drake, they may be singing. But the content is what makes R&B for me.
That makes sense. What I'm saying is, not to cut you off, what I'm saying is, because we saying the same thing, bro. You're right. A lot of the R&B be the content, what's being said. I'm making a more like a general point. Like, someone cannot say that they don't like R&B music. You're not on that list. You don't subscribe to that. Someone cannot say that they don't like R&B music if Wait For You, which is Drake's, Thames, and Future, is now the #1 record in the country. I think, so you know what I'm saying? So back to the blurred lines thing, you're right. It's blurred, but to say that you don't like it when your rappers try to execute what the singers are doing, it's wrong. It's wrong.
I hate. Okay.
Because it's happening.
So let me
you
say.
you could put another. You could call it melodic. You can write it whatever you want.
Okay.
The moment he doesn't go from bars and ride schemes and he's singing and we're putting tune on it,
Okay.
you're singing, bro.
Got 2 points for you.
Abs go.
One is when I listen to Justin Bieber Peaches.
Yeah.
What is that? What genre would you classify that as?
So the song or what or the artist?
Song.
It sounds like
Don't
a
do
pop
it.
song.
It's an R&B. That's an R&B. That's an
don't
R&B
think so.
I know.
record.
I know.
That's an R&B record. Okay, cool. It's Giveon and Daniel Caesar.
Sure.
For God's sake.
Sure.
Okay. Once again, it's considered a pop record, but it's R&B.
Yeah,
okay,
but it's
bet.
R&B.
Move
That's
over
the
to the
point.
I want
side.
to throw out there they
That's the
both
point
don't
I'm
think
making.
they're
Right?
R&B.
Cool,
Like,
cool.
both
No,
of
no,
them
but I just feel like
artists.
R&B is in the essence of all of these
All of
hits
these
in this
hits.
music. But it's just like once you say it's R&B, oh no, it's different. I feel like R&B right now, the only clear distinction of an R&B record is when it is on the alternative side. And when I say alternative side, I'm talking about Lucky Day. I'm talking about
maybe more traditional in a
more,
sense.
no, more of the bounce.
The bounce.
Me,
Yeah, I know.
any
Those
D-Mile
drums.
shit, like
Yeah,
when it has the
D-Mile's
bounce,
drums.
the Snow Allegras.
Absolutely.
That is a
Joyce
clear
Rice.
Joyce Rice. Those are
Alternative,
but
yeah.
those are clear R&B That's a clear R&B distinction, as opposed to you doing. And once you bring that tempo up and it gets a little Chris Brownie, now line blurred, you're
Line
somewhere
blurred,
else.
yeah.
The second thing to your point, what I like that you brought up is that we don't have any distinctions in our genres, meaning our genres being hip hop and R&B. Because I look at rock, for instance, and I say, okay, there's classic rock, smooth rock, 70s rock, punk rock. There are clear distinctions for rock
Subgenres.
music, for a subgenre, even though the Grammys is all piled into one. But us, we don't do that. Like when it comes to hip hop, it's no Southern hip hop. What does that even mean? Midwest, we kind of started to try to do it. Remember what trip hop was a thing?
Trip hop.
Oh my God! You don't remember the Cool Kids back in the day?
Yeah.
Man, like there was a time where there was clear distinction, like big beat, big.
Clear
It was a
distinction,
lot of distinctions, trip
Yeah.
hop, like all that stuff was a thing, but we just never stamp it. And so my point is, I think we have to put a little bit of onus on ourselves that we don't make those distinctions, that we all just kind of pile our
Yeah.
music into one pile
Yeah.
and just say and just call it what it is.
I guess my only thing that gets angry is that the fact that R&B elements are in all of these genres,
Every one
but
of them.
it gets no love or credit.
Every one of them.
And then it just becomes marginal. Like, bro, like what we're doing to R&B music, we own R&B music. I don't know if y'all know that.
But I also think
I wanted one last thing.
Go
for it.
My last thing to you,
Mhm.
I want to say,
Go.
female R&B, murdering it. Y'all got it. they got it. Because that's the
Killing
ones
it.
that's doing numbers.
Killing it.
They got the hits.
Killing it.
And they doing it. So I also think to myself, it may be an audience thing as well. Because why is that so big? Summer Walker, SZA, Janae, I can name them. I can hit you with all the R&B queens, bro. Even Queen Naja be giving us slappers. Kehlani.
Chloe
They
Bailey.
are-
Kiana
they
Lede,
got
yo,
it.
you heard Kiana
They
Lede,
busting-
yo. Don't
they-
leave out no
leave out-
R&B conversation.
Yo, my
about
bad,
that.
my bad, bro.
Don't put her
Kiana
name in
Lede
there.
brought up,
Don't
yo,
put
bro,
her
my
name
bad,
in
my
there.
boy
That's all I
Savon,
need.
you know what I'm saying, my bad.
I'm
All
gonna
good.
drop a
What's
Dua
her
Lipa
name?
for
Jasmine
that shit.
Sullivan.
Y'all gonna see a whole podcast, Kiana Lede. Oh shit, what the fuck?
I want to say,
We ain't even talk
that.
about it.
I'm not saying I don't want to shit on our ladies because our ladies, y'all got it, y'all figured it out.
And they're doing because they're doing so well, Dev. To my last point, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
To see people say shit like I don't like R&B music.
Yes, you do.
But
Stop.
I look,
It's
I
so
feel like
frustrating,
another
bro.
but you want to know the
It's
thing?
so frustrating.
But this is
bro.
the thing. Maybe they genuinely do not like R&B music.
But,
R&B
Savon,
is.
you
But
hit a
listen,
point.
but no, I hear your point.
All right, but-
I'm not saying they don't like the R&B qualities, the traits of R&B. They don't like some parts of R&B. I'm not saying that.
don't support
but
it.
What I'm saying is R&B, yeah, like
They don't support
maybe
it.
they genuinely don't like.
They don't care
I
for
don't know if I could sit somebody down of that generation and be like, "Yo, I need you to listen to this Joe album. I need you to listen to this Avant." Like
But that's
they
not
may not
mainstream.
like
That's not
that.
modern.
They may
You
not.
He's
can't-
not saying that's
you
art.
gotta
He's
find a
saying
modern
you're
equivalent-
already
equivalent.
listening to R&B.
Thank you.
You're
You're
already
not.
listening
Yes,
to R&B.
you are.
You're
Bro,
listening
that
to
future,
qualities
that future
of
record is
R&B.
R&B.
That's the same.
Yeah.
That
thing,
future record is an
Savon.
R&B record.
Yeah.
Peaches
A
is
lot
an
of these
R&B
shit-
record.
Yo, a lot of these
We're saying the
hip hop
same
records
thing,
have
bro,
more
yes.
R&B elements to me than
Thank
hip hop
you.
That's what I'm-
elements.
and I'm-
Thank you.
I
To
said
me.
So then don't say I
They
don't
like-
like R&B.
but
I
they
can't
like-
listen to R&B. You're listening to it already.
They like the elements of.
That's my
But
point.
it's-
All right,
They like
forget
the elements
are
of.
R&B
But
songs.
hip hop is,
It's
also
not pop song with
hip hop was
R&B
also
elements.
founded on the back of R&B also from samples.
Thank
What do you think all these
Then what do
samples
you-
are?
That's my point. Hip hop
Yeah.
is birthed off of this shit.
It's birthed off
so
of
when
R&B.
we say shit like, "Oh, I can't listen to R&B
I'm
music,"
like,
it's
hip-hop
wrong.
is
We're
R&B.
already doing it. So again, to your point, though, you're right. We can't just pull a Gen Z and be like, "Yo, listen to this Joe album because out of
You
their
gotta
reach."
find a modern
yeah.
But the
equivalent.
moment,
Yes.
wait for
Because
you.
I know I can tell
Thank you.
somebody from my generation listen to this Blast album
Thank
and
you.
they gonna go crazy.
Thank you. Wait for you. I'm gonna
I
say,
think it's a branding issue.
bro. That's my point. It's because it starts with us. We
I
don't,
guess.
it's not cool.
It's
Because when I look at the
It's not
Blast, that's why I
marketed
mentioned that
cool.
I think
Blast
it's a
album
brand
because
issue.
I'm telling you, bro.
That Blast album is listed as hip hop, but when you click on the about the album paragraph,
Yes.
the first thing it says is Blast is being heralded as the new sound of Los Angeles
Yes.
R&B.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
just says nothing about hip hop, but it's listed as hip. So it's super.
That's my whole
it's-
thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this one more time, and we got Future. The #1 record in the country while we're recording this is a record by Future, featuring Thames and Drake. These niggas are not rapping, bro. These niggas are singing, bro. They're doing variations of it. So the niggas will go, "Oh, I hate R&B," and then be like, "Oh, I love this song." Stop it. It's wrong.
It's a blurred
It's
line.
wrong.
It's a blurred
and
line.
it's because we blurred it. That's a fact.
It's a blurred line.
It's a blurred line.
And I love it, by the
think-
way. It's
for
dope.
sure.
It's great music. Don't get it. I'm not saying it's not.
The problem
It's just
is
blurred.
the,
It's a blurred line.
my problem with this conversation is that we aren't addressing again just the essence and the core of what I believe R&B to be, which is the emotion in it and the feeling.
He's
like,
talking about love. It's called "Wait for You."
Oh, okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Like they're talking about, "I will wait for you." It's,
And
what-
Savon,
that's-
I
it's a
feel
love
like
song.
the
It's a
weird
love song.
And regardless, I feel like I get it. You want to put all of that into R&B, but when we give that example of sitting somebody down, I'm looking at what Apple Music is listing as. Like I'll go to the Apple Music category because honestly, what are consumers gonna? They're not gonna think, oh, R&B is this, that, this, that. They're gonna click the R&B category of Apple Music and look at what's popping there and what you gonna see.
Yo, brother, you ever looked at the top 10 on Apple Music?
Yeah.
Bro,
I
it's
have.
weird how the iTunes store, what it switches
they
to.
list, yeah.
Bro, it'll be like old Janet Jackson songs will be top 10.
Ready?
Like the new shit
You ready?
don't
Nah,
ever
now I'm about to get tight.
come up.
Now this is really my last point.
Okay.
That Thames song that they just featured, that's #1 right now, right? It's already been out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a sample.
It's the song has
It
been
was a
out
live
for.
performance that they.
It's
that
a
they
live
chopped
performance
up.
it's been out.
Right.
People have heard it already.
Right.
Look what happened now when the hip hop niggas took it. Oh my God, I love it. But it's the same elements. Nothing changed. But how we look at it, as opposed to
branding.
rap, is different.
Branding.
And that's it's branding.
It's a branding.
Our fault,
I think
bro.
it's branding, man.
Absolutely.
Through this
No,
conversation,
absolutely.
I'm really realizing, like, holy
As we're
shit,
going through this
that's
convo,
the issue.
absolutely.
It's branding. From an
Absolutely.
R&B standpoint, I'm like, wow,
Yo,
my branding
back in the
is
day,
not.
hood
Is
niggas
not.
singing R&B. That was cool. Like, we did the Fantasia shit. We still sing the Fantasia shit.
Oh my God! You say got bitch and then I know.
And my name, Fantasia, my name.
Yo,
My
have you
stomach
guys,
is in
have you
pain.
guys watched,
Go in my
rewatched that
direction.
video
Go to
recently?
yes, we did.
That
Yes,
was
we did.
so
And we was
funny.
crying.
It's so funny now. It's
Oh
like
my
poster
God.
boards, like with like a tree drawn on it. Like
It was
in the
hilarious.
it's
What
so-
video?
Can I
When
tell
I
you what's
See
the
You?
worst music
When I
video of
See
all
You.
time?
What's the worst music video of all time?
Chris Brown. What's the record?
You better stop.
What's
Nothing
Don't Judge
Chris
Me.
Better stop.
Don't judge
Judge
me.
Me?
The Don't Judge Me
Oh
video.
my
is
God.
Nah, because what was he in there doing?
You niggas don't remember this video.
He was walking down the street. He was walking in the middle of the street.
Savon. The
tried to
whole
save
time he's
the
walking,
world
you're like, where's he going? And then he gets on like a military base, like, what's happening? And then at the end, he's going to save the world against the aliens.
Nah, I hope y'all go watch
It's a
that.
cinematic
right now.
masterpiece.
It is beautiful.
Only few will understand.
Only few will understand. She like,
And
I
he's
love
telling
that
the shorty
fucking
like,
video.
yo, I gotta do this for my country, yada yada. He does a press conference and then he dies.
And she says, why are you doing this? He was like, I got to do this for my country. Because if
That's
I don't
beautiful.
do it, nobody will.
Nah, word, Chris.
I think Chris
And
was
the funny
lost
thing
at
is,
that
I don't
point.
think they needed Chris.
No, he was rebuilding. He was rebuilding his brand
Lost at that point.
Nah,
Like, he was trying to come out of that whole Rihanna situation.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he
Yes.
was just
That
throwing
was
shit at the wall.
Just
Fuck it.
trying.
There was a
Turn this
time
on.
where he was
Talk to
like-
the aliens.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
He had some dark moments at that point.
That was a great song.
Speaking of dark moments, I think
Just
as a
wanna say.
society, we just had a really dark moment. Not because rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, but because the reaction to Kevin Samuels passing away suddenly at 56 years old.
Yeah.
So we were speaking.
Kendrick?
What you want to talk about, Ken?
Y'all good? Y'all
We
good?
can
Y'all
talk
about Kendrick? Nah, keep going with Kevin
I
Samuels.
mean,
I'm
I
not
thought
trying to-
come
I
back
just-
around. We can circle
I
back.
thought I
Yeah,
just
go
smoked
Kev.
that intro.
Yeah,
bro.
go
I
Kev.
did.
Nah, you
He
killed
did.
that.
No, we can talk Kendrick.
Let's circle back.
No, we can talk
Kev,
Kendrick.
Kev.
Yo, I know the kid that
No,
Savon was.
Kev.
No, you good.
No,
you good.
before we get to Kendrick,
Yeah.
there was just
Savon was like, you messed up my transition.
He was like, nah,
Yeah.
my nigga,
Look at Rob. Even if Rob is like, yo,
Yeah,
My
yeah.
fault. He ate
He
it.
violated.
I was trying to keep the
ate that.
music.
It's crazy on a
Talking about
podcast.
dark
Nah,
moments.
he ate
Yeah,
up.
that was a
He
good
ate
one.
up.
Nah, we gotta give you your flowers.
Nah,
Bro.
it's-
give me
it's
flowers.
fine.
I was
Thank
trying to
you.
keep it with music.
It's all good.
I was trying to keep it with music.
It's all good.
Nah, I feel you.
We gonna bring it all the way back.
Your heart was in the right place. Adam.
Thank you.
Kevin Samuels. He passed away, and we was talking earlier just about how like social media can attack people, how they attack Jack Harlow, and now somebody has passed away. And I thought it was interesting at the demographic that celebrated somebody's death.
Yes.
And we had an episode that we did. It was a real quick episode with Elon Musk not too long about freedom of speech. And, you know, we always have these kind of subtopics within a larger topic.
Yeah.
And I felt like this one, again, outside of him passing suddenly, he seemed to look like he was in decent health and shape. Like, I wasn't expecting to hear cardiac arrest to be the cause of death.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that got confirmed or not, but they're speculating that was the case.
Right.
And so I just wanted to like just touch on that really quick, and then we can circle back to Kendrick because going back to the internet, he stopped the internet with his music, with his videos, his visual, his messaging.
Right.
He also has an album coming out this week, and he's been gone for a long time. So how did y'all feel about the Kevin Samuels thing? And then we could go right into Kendrick.
I think it bothered me a lot.
Yes.
Just to see everybody and how they were reacting and stuff. I seen a lot of people saying, I'm not saying he was a bad person, but ill. Like that's like to me, that was nasty. Like when to me, Kevin Samuels, whether you agree with him or not, was a man with an opinion. He didn't run into my house and slap anybody or my mom. He didn't threaten my life. He didn't cause me harm in any physical way. To me, he was just a person that had an opinion. You know, that's always where I've been with it. There's a lot of shit I don't agree with him with. Of course, this is what a lot of people this is the real world, right? Like I don't agree with a lot of people, but to me, he was a man with his own opinion. And, you know, I don't know his life works, but at the end of the day, he was a father. He was someone's husband at some point. He was a son. He had a family, and he died. He died young too. So to see everybody, or see a lot of people, let me not say everybody, kind of celebrating, it really bothered me so much because everything that I think of the internet, when I just try to have a slither of hope in it, I get moments like that where I feel like, wow, is something wrong with me?
Maybe I'm off.
You know what I mean? Like, why am I off in this sentiment that's happening?
I think one of the bigger things that people are missing is that he was a consultant. And when you go to an image or any type of consultant, like if somebody said, yo, Savon, I need help with my podcast. Like, how do I get it started? What do I do? Can you help me with the production? Like, if you come to me for my consultation of your podcast, then you give me the free reign to tell you how I feel about your podcast.
How you feel.
How I feel as a professional. And he was self-proclaimed. Like, I don't know how you get verified as a fucking relationships therapist, whatever the case may be.
Consulting guru,
Like, exactly. I don't know how that gets verified, but regardless, a lot of the times that we saw his viral clips, people had asked for his opinion on their situation.
Okay.
And just like everything else, social media in the world, we take the clips, we take the sound bites that serve a purpose, whatever purpose that may be, to get you riled up, to get you to think, to get you to feel away, to get you to look at in the mirror at yourself. Those were the clips that we kind of got to see with him when people asked him, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about a situation? And he reacted. And to see people not have that same energy towards people who have actually murdered, towards people who have actually done certain things, like, I don't know. It's hypocritical because every single week, like, I see free hashtag whoever.
I was just gonna say that.
The nigga killed 5, 7, 8, 9
Mad
niggas.
bodies.
He's a serial killer.
Real killer.
And you
weird.
talking free him.
killer.
Like,
Real
he's
killer.
a mint. Leave him there. If whoever did whatever they did.
Allegedly.
No, anybody. Like,
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about
I'm
that
not talking
case.
about anybody.
We're not talking about that case.
I'm just saying in general. There's been people who have been convicted of certain things. We had a real heated debate at the last podcast about religion and politics and how people abuse, those positions of power against children. Like, there's so many horrible fucking things that we could outcry for and like publicly shame, and yet we choose to use our platforms to do that against somebody who had an opinion, not an opinion that we agree with, but an opinion nonetheless.
Yeah, when I saw it, to be very honest with you, I was like, if you feel this strongly about someone's death like that, I think your best bet is just don't say nothing at all. Leave him alone. Leave his family alone, because his family has to read this stuff. His family has to see this about you calling him a fuckboy and championing him. So to me, it bothered me because I was like, wow, like, have you no compassion? Have you no heart? Imagine if somebody said your mother or father or someone died and literally someone didn't like your father, and so they're saying, fuck that nigga. It's like, what, like, you understand? Like,
it was very distasteful.
It was very,
right?
it was no class.
Even his mother found out about his death through social media, right?
People talking shit.
So that's one, right? She had to find out that he passed on social media. Directly after, then you see people start to slander your name. Right. To me though, it's kind of funny how personal we take other people's opinions. When we're so desensitized. Because emphasis on the desensitized though, because we open up our phone now and we see people dying.
And it's nothing.
It's not, before, like, we used to have to go on special websites. Yeah. You remember what I'm saying?
Or
like,
the
way
news.
back in the day. You remember what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to really find some shit. Yeah. Now we can open up Twitter, open up Instagram, and can really see some foul shit.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't realize how it's really affecting us. Yeah. Because, I'm going to get to you, I see you want to talk. The amount of jokes
is insane
that were made after death, it was alarming to me.
It was insane.
I don't even think, I was telling myself, I'm like, oh, wow, I don't really think we really know how desensitized we are to everything. Yeah. If we can all be in unison on a joke after death. Opinion does not subject death. They're not equal. They're not synonymous.
And a lot of it is for retweets. A lot of it is for likes. A lot of it is
because they know it'll get a rise out of you.
Who can say the funniest thing to make
that's why people may call me like being too sensitive about things. But I'm like, yo, like, why do people spread so much negativity for no reason? Like, somebody died and you want retweets. Like, why?
Right.
Like, this is not productive at all. And also, like, you don't have to like mourn Kevin Samuels's death. You don't have to be depressed. You could just not say anything.
Not say anything.
All.
It's a very good
Especially
point,
as a
Reggie.
woman, of course, like, he said mad negative things. But
a lot of foul
that
shit.
doesn't mean I'm celebrating his death. That is sick because it's a death, and it affected more people than just him, his family, all that. So you don't have to mourn the man, but you also should not be making jokes about somebody who fucking died.
Reggie, you gotta see, like, you took time out of your day to insult his death. Like, you didn't have to do that. You could have went about, kept going.
That's crazy, yeah.
You could have went to the gym.
You could have did anything else productive in your life, but you took the time.
Yeah, you could have gone to the club.
That's why I don't understand. I'm like, why did you could have literally have ignored Kevin Samuels and all your feet. You could have blocked him on everything, and you would have never saw anything about him.
I think this is the worst time of social media, like, that I've witnessed. Like, today, like, I don't. It used to be a fun place, as weird as that said. Like, it used to have some kind of meaning. Now, like, it's just business. Yeah. Like, now, I don't even feel compelled to tweet. I don't feel compelled to share anything. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hold on to my thoughts.
Everything is just like,
I don't know what'll happen.
How do I want to contribute? Right. You know what I'm saying? To this ecosystem, like, it's weird now.
This is one of the only few places I feel comfortable sharing my thoughts.
That too. Because you know why? Because it's controlled.
Yeah, it's controlled.
Yeah, it's controlled. And I feel like I'm with people that are capable of being objective.
Absolutely.
And
I can have a conversation. What's being said correctly.
And we can disagree with each other and be cool right after. Like, that's what I would love for. Of course, I think the quality of people in the world are getting getting worse. I know that sounds
Nah, they
crazy,
getting bad.
but I just feel like
Say
the
it.
quality of people are getting worse because they're starting to become raised
y'all
by the
suck.
internet. And then my other thing to you is something that we discussed even back to the Elon Musk situation. There's been a rumor. Some of the reports are coming out as far as plans for the future, and this is a rumor. I can't confirm or deny this, but I heard that there's a possibility that they're trying to give verify everyone. A lot of you're going to be
I
able
heard
to apply
about
for
that,
your blue
actually.
check and get it, so we
heard
can
that.
separate who's a bot from
Who's
real
real.
people. So if you want to be on Twitter and talk that shit, we're going to verify who you are on your account, and we'll know. So when I look at my comments and see blue check, oh, that's a bot. So I can identify, oh, this is bullshit, because those troll farms and those big companies that have all those bots that they create 3 days ago, they can't afford to actually put up the money to blue check all of those things up. So I was like, wow, that's a good way to kind of start the kind
Filter it
of
out,
at
filter
least
it out.
let us go bullshit. Because when I see a person tweet, that's a person to my brain, right? Like that somebody typed this. Wow, like that's insane. So I think a lot of things need to change. I really didn't.
It's nasty.
I really wasn't with the
be like-
behavior that I saw about Kevin Samuels, man. Whether you hate him or you love him, I think it was wrong. And if you ain't got nothing good to say, as Mom always said, don't say it at all. That's how I felt about it, and that's all I have for it.
It'd be nasty. My fault. What you guys say? Yeah.
I want to I feel like and disclaimer, when I say older, I'm very young. So when I say older, I mean to millennials, right?
Yeah,
I
be
mean
clear with
millennials.
us.
Okay.
I feel like you guys often forget how big of a drug social media is to my generation. And it's funny because me and Devon, we were speaking earlier, and he called me out about something. I was like, I get this trait from you, and he was like, holy shit, you do get this trait from me. I say that to say we are the generation where your generation would, if your mother told you, the stove was hot, you still touch it to see if it was hot yourself. We kind of learn from y'all mistakes and know, all right, I'd rather not do that because he obviously failed at that. So when we look, and especially for a generation that consumes so much, when we look and we see how widespread it is to bash someone post-death or celebrate somebody's death, and then the cycle just continues, and we start to think, oh, all right, I guess, they killed Kevin Samuels when
So you think it
Homeboy
comes
died.
from us?
I don't think it comes from us. I think
I'm
certain
saying us as a millennial, like the older generation.
certain things like that we see as accepted, and we just like, all right, fuck it, because there's
That's
a lot
not
of
true.
things.
Yeah. No, but I don't
because-
think it's just the social
think
media
about the Pookie
now.
load.
I think
Yeah.
people have always been this foul.
Yeah, and I feel
I really do.
not really foul, but I feel like we take a lot of
In
things
2012,
as
people have been doing this shit.
yeah, no,
like,
but I feel like we take a
it's
lot of
not
things
just
as
this
accepted because
generation.
when better example, we saw Gucci Mane go on that Versus stage and say, "Yo, we smoking on Pookie Loke tonight," and ever since then, or Kendrick, we smoking on your top 5. Feels like everybody we smoking on y'all dead ops now. It felt like we
but
take certain
you're not
things
getting
and we
this.
blow it
We're-
up, and
but-
we're
but
not
we're
that.
the ones. Okay, but we're the ones at the same time, and I respect your point. But we're the ones in this moment right now saying to you, as millennials, I guess you could say, "Hey, there's a certain behavior that we're identifying that's saying." That's off
Yes.
for us, and that may be coming from maybe it's coming from your generation. Maybe you understand what I'm saying. So for me, it's like I don't think that you can piggyback y'all behavior off of us teaching you this.
I'm not
I
saying-
I
I'm not
feel
saying
like
that.
because think about so think about hip hop for instance. There was a time in hip hop when hip hop was clearly adults and kids. There was a clear line. And when I say that, there was the Bow Wow. Oh, that's a kid rapper.
Yeah.
And you had the Jay-Z's. That's an adult rapper. Now you have a situation where I don't even really ask how old these kids are. Like usually they're 18, 16. They're the ones teaching. They're the
Coi
ones. Right. They're
How
the
old
ones.
is Coi Leray? She was 16 when she came out, right?
I don't know.
Like
Nah,
seven.
nah,
Trippy,
nah,
okay,
nah,
Trippy
nah,
Red,
nah,
Little
nah,
Pump.
nah,
Remember that?
nah,
I thought she was young. I thought she was
No,
young.
she's younger.
When she
She's
first
like
released.
20. She's
I'm
young.
looking at who y'all getting game
said
from.
16.
I'm looking at who y'all getting game from. And y'all not and I'm not saying that we are not all to blame, but at the
She's
same time,
25
I think you have enough OGs around you to know better on certain
Yes.
shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Not
I think it's a
everybody's as lucky
code.
as
I
me.
think it's a
It's-
code. I
You're
think
right.
Not everybody's as lucky as me. So when we look up, and I'm not blaming everything on y'all because we are we are
That's
wild,
what y'all like to do.
wild generation. But and now moments like this, and I'll say, is very helpful because when we see you guys also members of millennials and y'all are taking accountability and holding people accountable, like, yo, this isn't wrong, this isn't right. We see that and we take it in like, all right, this is not acceptable. This is not to be, you know what I mean? We can't
Well,
follow
first
this.
off-
But when we look at certain things, like I could say the best example that I know is music.
Chris
we
Paul's
look at
mom.
older people and we say, not older people, but we look at the generation of rap that we always say, yo, Lil Wayne, Thug, Future, everybody now is their sons. All their music is derived from that. And those are all, so we think, all right, I like this, I think it's cool, let's make music like this, and yada, yada, yada. Let my content be about this. So I'm not blaming all of that on you because it's not to blame on you, but we're exposed to so much shit. If we see it's in the least bit accepted, sometimes
let me interject. Let me interject real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all grew up online.
Yes.
That's the difference.
And
y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand a code.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like,
I never got beat up before.
I don't have to be a street nigga to understand the rules and the codes and the ethics of that.
And that's the entire point.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You're saying
that's
the
entire
code
point
derived from us?
No,
and also
my entire point is we don't know better.
Hold up,
let him go.
Please. This podcast in particular, we are not the mouthpieces for the millennials.
Facts.
So that's the first thing, right? Yeah. Anybody listening, I don't want y'all to think like we know, we taking accountability. Fuck that. There's a lot of bullshit that millennials done that I'm not taking credit for.
That's a fact.
That I won't even take in as a collective.
That's a fact.
So let me start there. I appreciate you saying like, yo, we do look at y'all and we kind of want to move one way because y'all went that way. Naturally. But in general, I think the biggest disconnect between our space and your community is that regardless of where I am today, I remember what it was like to be told, yo, come home when the street lights come on. Right. Y'all don't understand that code.
Yes.
Just that one, a small slither.
Because code will do it to you.
Because that's what it is. So when I see things online, and I'm guilty of it too, I've said some horrible things. Like I remember while we was talking about it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you said some terrible things.
Oh my God. I don't even want to know the Save on Archives. I don't want to know.
And it was based in sports. It was rooted in sports.
Oh, okay.
So I remember one time, like, my team lost. And I was mad.
Okay.
And I was like, I hope this nigga breaks his leg.
Oh my God.
I hope this nigga gets shot in the foot on his way out the stadium because he missed a fucking kick. I've said stupid things like that.
Okay.
But if that were to happen, I won't champion that.
Right.
And I'm also aware to be like, yo, I was in my feelings. Yeah, I was wilding. Like, I was in my feelings.
Yeah.
The difference between that and what people are doing with Kevin Samuels, they're pissing on his grave.
It's another level.
They're pissing on a dead man's grave.
It's another level.
Because of whatever feelings that they have about him or about themselves.
That's crazy.
And that's the other thing. It lacks accountability. Who's holding you accountable for your tweets? Because when I see a viral tweet that keeps saying, oh, fuck Kevin Samuel, fuck this, fuck that, you get rewarded from it. Because the reward is the attention, whether it's good or bad. That's the issue.
The reward is the attention.
The reward is the intention.
Sure.
Where before you didn't get rewarded for those kind of things.
Yeah.
You almost got looked
Getting
at like, yo,
attention will
fam,
get you smacked.
you was kind of
It will get
tweaking
you
a little
fucked
bit.
up.
Like,
It will get you fucked up.
Yeah.
Before I just want to say this one thing. I'm not saying it's y'all that did it. There was everybody was there was Gen Z, millennial. There was all.
That's my entire point.
I knew that there was all ranges of people that did it.
I don't think so.
You don't think any?
That's an argument. Honestly,
all
that's
ranges of
the
people
entire
didn't do
argument for me.
I see some.
Kevin Samuel's biggest group of people that didn't like him was Gen X and millennials. I don't
Oh, and millennials.
Well, that's a range. I mean, who else is alive, Leavens?
No, I'm saying not Gen Z, Gen X and millennials.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
My whole point
it was
is
definitely women. Black women to be specifically.
Yes, black women.
Yeah.
My whole
Niggas
point
ain't wanna
was.
say that.
My whole point.
Now,
is,
shout out to my queens though.
Let me get it off.
They're my queens though.
Well,
My
that's
whole
because
point
that's
was
the group
when
that
I
he
look
attacked
at
the most.
yes.
Right.
When I
So
look
that's
at-
obvious. What we saw may have been a result of that. Be very careful.
Yes. So when I look at you're speaking to a
cursing out the
generation that
men's
doesn't
too.
know any better, and that is very vulnerable. So when we look at things like that and it goes unchecked, when it's our turn and somebody that we hate passes away, that same energy might, because we just saw it happen in front of us. It was like we might spew that same energy, and this is a vulnerable, very mindless, and we really don't know better. You know what I mean? And we live on our phones.
Who's the leader
so
of
when
y'all?
we look at
Him.
I'm not the leader.
If you're the leader,
I'm not the leader, but I know
somebody
enough.
got to talk to y'all niggas.
I'm not the leader,
Talk to that
but
nigga.
That's the problem. Like,
I know enough
Leavens
about so
is
I know how we
Leavens
react to certain
It's
shit.
also lucky. It's also a very fucking
the fuck I gotta
anomaly
talk to?
in the sense of I never had he doesn't hang out with anyone. He barely
his
hangs
age.
out with people his age, right?
yeah.
Like he hangs out with very older, established.
Yeah.
Like he hangs out with a very
you.
huge array of people. Cut it out.
Niggas with
he
big-
hangs out with a
Nah,
good.
I mean, big-
y'all two
long
motherfucker. All y'all
pockets.
niggas in here.
Deep pockets, right?
We give him.
Drink soda.
I mean, yo,
Hi.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie
Deep
to you.
pockets
I ain't
on a
gonna-
nigga, I can't find my
ain't gonna
phone
lie.
in.
You feel me? I'm never gonna lie, bro. I seen what you was doing over the weekend.
What I
I
did?
saw you was cleaning it out.
Look,
Cleaning what out?
You was cleaning. You was getting
on,
ready
bro. You
for
was
the
cleaning
summer.
it, bro.
And I'm like, yo,
Oh, my pool?
And then
Yeah,
you know
say
what's
it.
crazy?
Yours.
You want to know what's crazy?
Yours.
Shit, ready.
Pete,
Reggie,
Wow.
what's up?
I don't know
What?
how the algorithm does this. It went from Devon Terrell to Mike Classic.
look, that's a good
Because we
shit.
was talking to each
that.
other that weekend.
God told me, like, oh shit, the pool's here. Oh, this nigga working out. Goddamn, 100 pounds, one hand weight. Hold up. Oh shit. I said, oh shit. So I got to the gym like
100 pounds,
yo,
one
and then
hand.
right after that, it's Pierre shit. Nigga burn 2,000.
Yes!
How you burn 2,000 calories in a workout?
This was Pierre.
Hold the fuck
Where's
up.
the wide angle?
Wait,
Where's the wide
You
angle?
burned
Where the-
2,000?
My nigga Pierre was like,
bro.
Wait, can I say something?
Burn like
It's-
1,700 calories
but
in a
that's
workout.
also
Like my boy
shorter.
working.
Wait, hold on. Shorter people burn less calories, so it's harder for us to lose weight. I didn't know that. Is that common knowledge?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Wait, cat.
No.
bet.
Shorter people, like I'll burn like let's say 1,000 in a
about to
day, and just
say.
because you're taller than me, you'll burn like 2,000 by existing. I didn't know that. So
By
that's why-
existing.
No, maintenance calories. Like that's why like
That's
it's
what they
so
call
much
it?
Is
easier
that
for
true?
people to like burn.
I'm not sure.
Fact, we
don't
need
know.
that's a good. I want to know.
We
I
gotta
didn't know
ask
It's
the
that.
leader
harder
of
for
health.
it's harder for short people to lose weight.
The leader of health, the leader of the young.
That's him right there. You HR, right?
Yeah, we
honestly.
gotta get all these niggas in one room and just cut out all the fucking fat
When
of
you're
what's
bigger.
being said.
It's
When you're bigger, your body burns more because your body is obviously there's more there.
There's
so
more
it has
to
more
burn.
work to do.
Yeah, your maintenance
Okay.
calories are
Yeah, I got
higher.
mad work to do still.
Also,
Summer's
athletes,
just around the
to round
corner.
out.
you know,
to round-
athletes have lower heart rates.
What?
Yeah.
I have a lower heart rate.
Yeah.
So my heart rate will be like
Wait, hold
60.
up. Hold up, time
He's
out.
showing off.
Oh, wait, did
Nah,
you
he's
hear
showing
that?
off.
Yo,
He's
you heard
showing
how he
off.
just did that?
Nah, he's showing off.
Yo,
What's
niggas
going on right now?
Yo,
Yo.
niggas disrespect.
How you do
me.
that?
Niggas said he's an athlete.
You an athlete? I didn't know.
Hold on,
Wait,
hold on.
You heard him? You heard
Hold
him?
on.
He's self-proclaimed. This nigga's
Hold
like
on.
Kevin. The Kevin's.
Hold
Kevin's
on.
You heard
Samuels
him? Yo, he said my heart rate.
Hold
Please
on.
repeat.
Yo, get your shit
I
off.
played hold on.
Get your
My
shit off.
shit. Wait,
Yo,
let me feel your
y'all
pulse.
niggas is grimy.
Let me feel
Get
your
your
pulse.
shit off. Nah, get it off. Nah, let him get it off. Let him get it
He
off.
said, yo, it take my heart every 5 minutes to beat.
I ain't play high school ball. I ain't play basketball.
What
nothing.
else?
Nigga, you are 48. What you
What
mean
else?
high school? That's mad long
48.
ago.
You a
That's
40.
wild long. The nigga Pierre was talking to me some shit about high school. The nigga said, yo, wait. When was high school for you, dog?
nigga
Niggas
Pierre
ain't
said-
athletes no more. You athletic.
nigga
You an
Pierre-
athlete?
Yo, that nigga
How you
Pierre.
just do that?
Niggas
Yo,
ain't
why
even
are
let
you
me-
going in on my friend like
Niggas
that?
ain't even let me finish, bro.
That nigga Pierre with the prime.
Nah, but real always niggas. Yo, my nigga, niggas never let me finish,
I'm
bro.
kidding. That was funny.
Dev
Niggas ain't
graduated
let
in
me
96.
finish. Yo, what the fuck,
Dev,
bro?
defend yourself.
like
Come
that.
on, defend yourself.
What I was trying to say
My
was,
fault, bro.
Your graduation
I
pictures
did a
was in
lot
black
of
and white.
extracurricular activities when I was young, my nigga.
You was in the YMCA?
Nah, yes, I was actually.
He's
Remember
a
Junior
PA,
Knicks?
yo.
Remember Junior Knicks? I was the yellow team.
The boys
I
and girls
played a lot.
club?
I played a lot of sports as a
PAO,
kid, and I've
PAO.
always been active. I've always been an active person.
Yeah.
So
You was a
yo,
Boy
I
Scout?
sound like
Now
a
you active,
Yo,
bro.
you was a Boy Scout?
Because you know how
heard
niggas
him.
shit me?
You a
Because
Boy
niggas
Scout.
right now are thinking about KD, and then they think about me, and I'm like, bro, that's not what I'm saying. I was an
Not much
athlete.
of a difference. Not much of a
Nah,
difference.
come on now.
Right.
I was an athlete in high school, right? I'm just saying I played sports.
all right.
There are
Back in
people.
97.
Let's be honest. There's niggas that never
Nah, but you ain't say
played
that.
anything
The
in their
funny-
life.
the funny
I
shit-
ran track.
But you didn't say that, bro.
Yo, y'all ain't
You know
shit.
how I know
No,
you
no.
didn't say that? Because that was the first time Mike looked up. The whole he said, "Wait, hold."
He was an athlete.
Nah, the whole time. The funny shit, Savon?
That's what
he
gets you
just said out
excited,
of
my
nowhere.
nigga.
The nigga said, yo, y'all know athletes like me? We talking
we
about,
all-
niggas was talking about music.
Yeah, we
was
talking about
some other
Kevin
shit.
Samuels.
Niggas talking about Kevin. He
yo.
said,
We was going off. We was
shut up,
going off.
nigga. He said, yo,
We
Kev
was driving
Sam.
somewhere else.
He said, yo, Kev Samuel, and you know, niggas, athletes like me. I said, wow.
I said we have lower
It's a
heart rates.
shot.
Because every time I go to the
Yeah,
doctor, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all,
We
get
were
my
like,
shit
since
off.
when?
Because when I go to the doctor, every time they check my BPM and they always say, yo, your heart rate is low. And I'm like, oh, what? They say, oh, well, did you play sports? Like in high school and stuff, did you play sports?
And
I
they
said,
said you
oh,
were
yeah.
athlete.
Yeah, he was an athlete.
I was
yeah.
oh yeah, I used to play a lot of sports. They said, oh, so your heart works more efficiently. That's
This
all I'm
Wait,
saying.
what?
I forgot why we
Yo,
were talking about
them
that.
sports
Because
got
Because
this
your heart
rate
doesn't have
low
to
for
work
30
as
years.
hard
Look.
in order to pump.
Look, you got
So
bigger
my
valves.
heart rate
Look,
is probably
he's showing
mad
off.
fast.
I don't.
Because I'm not athletic.
Yeah. It takes your body
There you go.
It's more viscous.
I got a scientist with me.
Yo, you the son.
My rest of heart rate is in the 50s. Nigga,
he's
what you
the
trying to
health
say to me,
king.
Yo,
boy?
my shit's probably like 200.
That's OD. You be dead.
Wait.
That's called
so
tachycardia.
That's why
That's
high
yo,
blood
we
pressure
can't-
is
hold on,
bad.
It's bad. That's why high blood pressure is bad.
You feel me,
To bring this back in, though,
I ain't gonna
that's
lie.
crazy.
can I say something?
We can't
I
talk
learned-
about Kevin
No,
Samuels
I'm
and
about
heart
to.
rates
No,
and
no,
heart
I'm about
attacks.
to.
Y'all niggas is crazy.
Heart attack. Look at the
I
full
beg for y'all
circle.
full circle. I'm begging y'all as black men, and let me just talk to black men for a
I
second.
think you said this before.
We don't
Yo,
go
he's
to the
like-
doctor.
Yes,
We
know.
don't
No,
go
it's
to the
true.
doctor.
No, it's
We
true.
don't
So
just
some
get
get
a
wrong.
simple
It's
blood
like-
test maybe twice a year to just check. Please treat yourself well. You may think you're healthy, but that may not be the case, and maybe you can survive that by just going to the doctor. Just get a simple blood test twice a year, ask for a full blood workup, and find out what your body is doing. Because you think you're healthy, but then you find out something and it's horrible, and God forbid you run into something where
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. Now, granted, he could have had a
No,
pre-existing
he had
condition
cancer
or no.
at 21.
Okay, he's
he
been
was-
through a
really?
lot. Okay, so
Oh,
he's been
wow.
through a lot. But
was
yo,
open about that.
go
Oh,
to the
man,
doctor
wow.
because black men we don't do that. Like we don't do that.
This is gonna be a wild, intrusive question.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. I just want to say I'm done.
But
We
you
even
want to talk about black men and health? There's a lot of taboo shit that we don't really like to address.
Okay.
Have you or when do you know it's time to get checked? You know, the finger.
Oh, 40.
40.
40?
Is that 40?
I thought it was younger. Like the
40
I thought
is
it was-
better. I think it's going down for prostate
I
cancer.
thought it
Yo.
was younger.
Nigga said never.
What?
That's
say
what
you-
I'm at.
so they said you
See?
gotta do that?
So
You have
what
to
I'm
do it.
saying-
have to.
I'm fucking with y'all.
That's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
you're gonna be
Okay.
just fine.
I'm fucking with
Okay.
y'all.
I tell
So-
men this all the time. You're gonna be
You got
just
a- you got
fine.
a
That's
shorty
why I'm-
specialist?
That's why I'm coming.
Is it a shorty specialist?
You got a shorty specialist?
Why you think I'm not scared?
That's why I'm
Nah,
asking.
because if you know
scared?
shorty, I'm gonna go up in there, butt cheeks open.
Like, come on.
if you know shorty though. Nah, if you know shorty, make sure you know shorty though.
I know. Y'all niggas is scared.
Yeah, what?
You gotta get it at 40.
What? What?
You said that
Now
shit.
Yo,
y'all mad.
niggas is really scared of that.
This
Nah.
nigga said
He's
butt
a child.
cheeks.
Huh?
I'm
Word.
nah, son.
Nah, if you
cheeks
know
open.
shorty though. But you gotta know shorty.
But
You gotta get it
I don't-
checked.
I don't think.
Because you know they just referring
but
you
I
to
don't
any
think
nigga.
that's allowed.
Dr. Reed. You know.
What's not
I
allowed?
don't think that's allowed.
What's not allowed?
What's
They-
not
They
allowed?
allow.
It's for your health.
It's for your
Sam.
health.
Why wouldn't they allow that?
You should do it.
I'm gonna request a shorty.
Prostate cancer is real in men.
Yo, Devon just got mad.
That's it. That's
You
no.
gotta
No, you're
check
right,
that-
though.
You
Check
gotta
it.
check that out.
Check it. Yeah.
You-
If it's hard,
yeah.
I think if they find out if it's like hard, then they know like, oh, there's
There's
a
no
problem.
other way to go in there.
Nah, that's only one.
It's the easiest way. What you want them to cut you open just to check?
I might like that out. Save on.
You're gonna let them do surgery just to check
Just
something?
because he doesn't want someone to
I might like
touch
that
his booty
option a little
hole.
better.
You might like the finger.
just
Like,
so you
I
can,
don't mind a little anesthesia.
Maybe. Maybe that's
Anesthesia?
what they're
I don't mind
scared of.
anesthesia?
Dev,
That was good.
Dev, no,
Huh?
Dev,
For
you
me,
didn't hear
if it's shorty,
Dev.
though.
What?
He said maybe they might like the finger. That's what you said.
Yeah, you might like the finger.
Maybe that's what they're really scared of.
Yeah.
I
You
just
scared
don't
that you
wanna-
might like it?
No.
I'm scared to fart.
You never know.
So then why?
You know-
so then why can't you just let
I
it
just
just
let it
I
happen.
never like. I don't really like being in positions I ain't never been in. So I ain't never been there. So it's like,
Well,
oh shit, now I'm 40, I gotta be there. I don't know. I'm
Well,
not,
you
I'm
and the
not mature
lady-
enough. I'm not mature enough yet. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not. That's
I'm gonna
what
be
it is.
honest. I
Yeah,
think,
that's
I
what
think
it
it's a
is.
healthy.
It's
I
okay.
think
It's
I'm mature.
Self-awareness.
it's within the black community
mature.
where we don't really do those things
Uh-huh.
because we really like we ain't got no money like that. It's like across the board for a lot of
it's
us.
insurance. It
For a
come
lot
in-
of us. For
You
a lot
never
of
had,
us.
you never had
Go
no
with the
chick.
insurance.
You never had no chick, like do a little something to you, and then like she like,
Not
Nah.
yet. Not yet.
Nah.
she touch it.
Not
Nah.
yet.
Nah,
Nah.
I'm alone.
I will tell you what they.
Nah.
Pierre went like this.
Nah.
Because you know what they tell you to do, Pierre? They tell you to get in that little gown with the butt cheek slit. And then they caress the little sack.
And they
that
say
you got.
cough.
See, that was
That's
interesting.
That's a fact.
crazy.
That was
Yo, that's wild.
Y'all
That was-
niggas is weird.
I'm
Y'all
not
niggas say
no, but
that's
listen, yo,
crazy.
listen to that, bro.
What?
I remember because I went to public school, and so public school, when you went to the nurse, they would have like a day dedicated to physicals. Like if you wanted to play sports and everything, you had to get a physical.
Yeah.
And like you would literally just go into a regular office in the public school.
What?
There'll be a lady caressing all the little balls.
That's not real.
No, that's
What?
real.
Not
Me-
in school.
No,
Not in school.
In the school facility, in the building.
I don't know about that.
Like if you wanted to play a sport, it would be seasonal. Yo, you have this window to get a physical. We're gonna have somebody come in to the school,
They
take
do
your
the cough
physical.
test with y'all?
Oh no!
Yes,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Holding your balls.
Listen, bro.
In the school?
In the school, I had my balls held by a nurse, and so did my man.
That is a wild
So did my
soundbite.
man's.
Like,
It was a crime.
and so now I'm thinking back, like, yo,
And my man.
that's wild that they just
Nah.
unwarranted,
Nah, it's
just
true.
caressing
It's true.
balls.
Not
Because
in
I used to be,
school.
but bro.
So Long Island different. Let me just.
I mean,
get
even
that
if you
off.
wasn't, when I used to go with my ma, and they used to touch me in it, because I ain't going front. She got me a he. I used to be like, hold on.
She got me a
I used to
he.
be thinking to myself, like, when he used to tell me to take my shit off, he used to be like, does my mom know this?
Yo, that's mad true.
I swear
That's true. I'm like, does my mom
I used to
knows?
come out and like, I used to like give her a face like, Mom.
Like,
But I don't think she was really feeling me.
Right.
Cause I was like, does she know that he's touching me?
They
in
touch
here?
me.
Cause he, it would just be me and Duke.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
what's that?
Nah,
Like,
it
why he
was-
touched me?
It was in the school. That
When
really happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
A
And then
nigga
you went
telling
right
me
to English class.
Right after.
no one. You know what's funny? When I first got a first physical, I do recall like no one told me like that was gonna happen. So like when he said put my hand, I was like.
One of my
Like, all right.
boys, one of my
Held my dick
boys.
and said cough. I was like, you being funny. Like, wow, this is mad weird. He's saying cough. I'm like, why am I coughing? They don't even tell you, hey, I'm gonna tell you to cough because I'm trying to check for hernias or whatever it is.
whatever.
But it's just like, yo, what the fuck?
I ain't gonna hold
Whip
you.
me your dick out.
One,
It's crazy.
one of my boys that I used to be cool with, I think he got like 3 physicals in a week.
All right.
All right.
All
And
right.
I kept asking him, like,
see,
bro,
see?
All right.
why you keep going back to
All
the
right.
nurse?
Now you're sex trafficking.
I'm dead.
you see?
Okay.
And
see?
I'm. All right.
You
Okay.
see?
All
Is he
right.
okay?
Now
Yeah,
he's
so
sex-
Kevin
I
Samuel
don't know
was
where-
I don't know
So
where he's
Kevin
at right now.
Samuel.
I don't know where he's at right now.
Oh my God. Oh, that's weird.
On a
You-
serious
what
note,
school you
though,
went? Nah,
yeah.
don't say the
I'm
school.
not gonna
Actually,
say the
don't
school.
say the
Don't even
school.
drop the name
Don't
of
drop the
But
name of the school.
I don't think it's uncommon for that to happen.
In a school?
I think
the
they
school,
get.
that's
I think
I'm just imagining a bunch of boys
the school
lining up to-
physicals are like the eye test, like
Yeah, it was
A, B,
simple,
C.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was
I don't.
thinking.
I don't
Pulling
know.
my pants down and let her. I have to see her every day.
Y'all niggas ain't have insurance probably. They was just
Yeah,
they
facts.
was just like, yo, we just gonna do them all at school.
Imagine you got to see that lady every day.
No, they would bring
Nah, that's
an
different.
outside nurse. That's why you had a window of time to do your physical. It's like, hey, we're gonna get a
that's the budget.
physical from the 3rd to the 14th. You got a chance to get a physical with the nurse from the 3rd to the 14th, and it's like a whatever, and you would have to get it done there. If not, you would have to go to your own doctor to get the physical.
That's different.
So again, I grew up in a fucking poor community, so I think a lot of people didn't have insurance.
So that was
so
a way
they
to help.
couldn't
now,
get
yeah.
the physical
makes
outside,
sense.
so they brought a nurse or whomever, a doctor in to do it during that window of time. So
Got
you
you.
never seen the lady again.
Right.
But she was definitely grabbing your balls at lunchtime.
Well, this has been the need to know.
Well, this has been.
No, oh my God. So when you drop off your parents' insurance, that's 26, right?
Yeah, I just
Yes,
I just had to
Reggie.
do it.
I know this from experience because I remember when Obama extended it
God.
to 26.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
I am shit out of luck.
Me too.
You're done.
We just turned.
But I got a secret
done.
for you though.
I got a little.
But I
letter
also
in the mail.
secured the bag. My boyfriend has a corporate job. Ladies, that's the key.
That's usually
bag.
right. I was like, wait, Reggie.
benefits.
Hold on,
What?
because
Chill. Relax. They married. They whatever.
you got to be married in order to get the
But
insurance.
no, but she there though.
No,
Why you
I
snitching?
told him that. I was like, yo, don't we have to get married first? But I think
He said no.
he said, no, I could just like put you on.
Yeah.
He has like
That's
really
fly
good
nigga
insurance.
shit.
Tell me when we
fly
get
shit.
off
Yeah, can you
what
flag this?
insurance that is.
I'll call him. I don't know.
That I can
But
put
yeah.
my
Nah,
girl
that's-
on my like
Corporate America
imagine
is different. You can
No,
do whatever
yeah,
you
no,
want.
and I know, and
My
I know
shorty's a nurse.
Ahmad Davis, he also spoke about how he put his girlfriend on his insurance, and they're not married.
Girlfriend?
Shout out to Ahmad, man. He just be doing.
Yo, what if
fly
my shorty?
shit.
What if I find out my
He
shorty's
just
been lying
keep
to me for
doing
all this
fly
time? Because
shit.
she got insurance. Like she's a nurse.
Yeah, nah, she got insurance.
And I've been dead ass. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, I gotta wrap this up because
Yes.
I need
Because I'm
that.
planning
not
to be an
one of the
entrepreneur
reasons.
forever, so
Yeah,
shout out to my
Yeah,
boyfriend for securing that, because I'm not gonna.
Nah, salute
But yeah.
to him, man.
that's
Beautiful.
fucked up.
Ladies,
well, you know
if
that
yeah.
the more poor you are, the better your insurance. That's
Go
also
get yourself
a
a
thing.
boyfriend with a corporate
so?
job.
Yes, if you make under 18,000 a year, you have full health insurance.
Nah, I don't want insurance
Wait,
at that
what?
cost.
Yeah,
If
Medicaid.
that's the price,
Oh,
Medicaid.
okay.
I
Medicaid.
don't
If you
want
make
that.
under like 18,
You don't have
23,000,
to
which
be a
is like,
certain, and you don't have to
what
be
the
a
fuck?
and you don't have to be a certain age for Medicaid, right?
No,
That's
you could
Medicare.
be. Medicare is the older,
It's
is
65
65 and up,
and
but
over.
Medicaid is you just don't have 23,000 a year. You
Your
got
young
Medicaid.
ass, your little Gen Z ass. Fuck, you know about Medicaid? You hear him
I've
in
been
the corner?
knowing mad random facts.
What's wrong with
It's
this little?
terrible.
What's wrong with him, man? Why does he know that?
Levis also knows a lot of bullshit too. That's where he balances it. That's
Is
why I be
it?
like, you would be so.
I know a lot of bullshit?
You could be so dope.
What
Yes,
bullshit you do?
What
Levis,
bullshit I know?
can I say something? Look, what are you touching right now?
Can I say
I'm
something?
touching the table.
I've never seen Levis not touching his phone.
For
And I
what?
want everybody to pay
Look at me.
attention to that.
Look at me right now.
He can't. I promise.
touching
Give him a
his
look.
chest.
Boom. He can't do it.
Nah, it's hard
We
for
was watching a movie the other day. I'm sorry to go off topic. We was
I
watching
hated
a movie the other
though.
day.
I'm not a fan of
I'm not gonna lie. I was low key mad at him because I was like, "Yo, brother,
Nigga.
yo, we
Wait,
put
you
it,
lying.
put
You
the
capping.
movie
What
down."
movie?
Bro. We was watching the Batman the other day with
I
Courtney.
don't like that genre though. That's why I left.
Yeah, fuck Batman.
Nigga left in the middle of the movie. Yo, man, I was like,
Because I
"Damn,
personally,
nigga."
I'm not a fan of. I'm not
We
a fan
all
of
agreed. Like, you
Batman
ain't gonna say watch a
movies.
movie.
We watched
This
Striking
nigga
Vipers,
was like
and
this
that
the
shit
whole
was
time.
funny.
He was like this.
Yeah, because Batman
I
is
wasn't on
boring.
my phone for the other joint.
I was
was.
watching, and me and Courtney was looking at him like, damn,
I'm not a
bro,
fan
you
of
can't
that
put your
shit.
Well, he
phone
admitted
down.
it's a
I'm
drug.
not. But I'm
It
not.
is.
Genuinely,
But I
I'm
try
not
to
a
make him
fan of
aware
like
of it.
that
Like, yo, bro,
genre of
just put
movie.
I hear
I'm
it.
genuinely not a
I
fan.
understand.
But the other shit we watched, I was paying attention.
You had your phone in your hand. Leave
No.
I'm gonna record
What
you.
was his name?
From here on
Yo,
out,
Anthony
I'ma
Mackie.
just
Shout out
record
Anthony
you.
Mackie.
Leavens,
I'm recording.
He's in the Hall of
Leavens.
Fame.
What would it take for you to not touch your phone for 24 hours?
How much? How much?
I'm asking
He
you how
didn't, even,
much.
he didn't even say vagina. He said
How
money.
much?
That's what I asked you.
No,
How
He
much
didn't even
would
say
it-
vagina.
You said how much would it take, or you
Oh,
said what would
I
it
said
take? And
what?
I
He
said
didn't
how
say
much?
vagina.
How much
He
you
said
got?
how much.
That's
Look,
what I said.
Like,
look.
He's not putting his
Women
phone down,
don't take
bro.
your word
Honestly,
for
what
it.
would take
Honestly.
me?
It's
What it would
weird.
take me? Because I've noticed that about myself. I had to do a week of sessions with someone, and yeah, you just got to keep me busy.
Yeah.
So if I'm
which is-
working
So you have
constantly, I just
ADHD?
put my
yes,
phone away. and
his
just
attention span is like
Yeah,
it's like
he
a
has
goldfish.
for sure.
Even
yes.
when we've been in sessions, I'm talking about some amazing artists and producers. I'm like, bro, we are in the room, and I'll see him. I'm like, I'll text him. I'm like, get off your phone, put your phone down, because niggas, it's a weird trait. And I'll be like, yo, I just want to make you aware. Like, yo, put your phone down, bro. Just be in the moment. Stop.
He don't know how to be in a moment. He be trying to be 3 moments later.
Yes,
He does that all the
that's true.
time. Like, we'll be having a conversation about something else.
He'll jump.
He's having 5 other conversations on the other side.
And
I'm
he
like,
breaks up your
ADHD.
conversation, and he be
true.
like, yo, you
Yeah.
know what's crazy? I'm like,
ADHD.
we're talking about this.
Talking about
Hold
this.
on, bro.
All right.
I don't want to chalk it. Can we chalk it up to your generation?
no.
That's not his generation.
We can't just generalize generations.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
can't keep doing. That's why when he kept saying, "You guys are the millennials," no, the fuck, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't
I didn't
talk
even say my
for all
final point.
millennials.
My final
Like,
point is we do that in
My
every.
final point.
We do that in every other.
This nigga's Jerry Springer at the end of the
Yeah,
show.
fuck yeah. But no, my whole point of that
Nigga,
was we do
what if
that
we
in
got
every
another
other
point for you to
aspect.
tell?
We do that in every other aspect of life, as far as watch out how you portray yourself in music, because your fans are influences of, like, you know what I mean. They listen to everything. So people who super throw
I don't
drugs
know
and
where this
everything.
nigga just went.
You hear him?
This nigga
Nah,
just did.
when
Where you at?
nah,
What-
because that's real tip.
Where you
Nah,
at?
but where you
No,
just
that's
came
on the.
though.
Look,
Where
look,
you
look,
where
You just
look,
mentioned
look.
the joint again.
Nah,
What joint
The
again? I didn't
whole
know.
when we was talking about the Kevin Samuel shit.
So you said be careful what we mention in our
No,
music.
I'm saying we
See,
do
look,
this
he 5
all the
conversations
time.
later. Look.
You see this?
Shut up.
Nah,
No,
I'm
we
not
say
the
this.
only
We say
nigga
this all the
confused.
time, where it's like,
Look.
yo, artists
Look,
should
look, he's doing
should
it right
watch
now,
out
look.
how they
Look.
portray
We about to
themselves
have
or
that
what they
combo in the
preach to
future.
the
Look, he
people who
having it
listen
right
to
now.
them, because they're
Look, we about to
and
have
that's
that
basically
combo.
the same shit that.
Look.
I know what you're saying. Now I know what you're saying.
That's exactly
But-
what I meant
But
with
the
the- with
argument
the
would
other
be, and I've heard people like Cardi B and them say stuff
what
like
you
that.
do.
Sorry if this Cardi B didn't say that, but they say like, I'm not here
Trying
to
to be
raise
a
your
role model.
kids.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
trying to
that's
be a
the
role
whole-
model.
that was the whole-
And we
That's
have
why
to
you
allow
need
that
Devil Run.
space
You
too. It's like,
decipher.
I'm not here to, don't let your kids listen. But you know,
Yo, how you just understand what the fuck he
just
said?
understood
because I understand.
Because you listen.
The
You
language
listen.
of
No, I
leaving.
got what he was
Yeah.
saying because I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
nah, I mean,
I'm with him all the time.
Because that's
past.
why I clarified it, because Savon didn't understand.
No, Alex didn't either though.
I was lost.
Because he was laughing.
He'll
It's
do
okay.
that.
It's
I
okay.
love L.
It's
He'll
okay,
do that.
bro.
He'll
It's
get
okay.
in. He'll
We
kill.
didn't.
Because I was just telling L this last week. I'm like, yo, L, how do you do that? You be like, we be at 5:26 p.m. You be at 5:48.
OD.
Like that should be crazy.
Then the nigga, we'll be
Never let
talking,
him
we'll
know
be
your
talking about
next
something
move.
mad positive, leaves will come out of nowhere. Yo,
All right,
relax.
look at this. Oh.
I'm like,
Levens, I was with you, but you do
Do
that.
that.
You
Yeah.
really
No,
do
I'm
that.
taking accountability. I'm
This nigga
taking
just
it.
took
Yo.
This nigga
Until-
talking about
I-
Kevin
I
Samuel,
stopped him when
talking
they
about the
lied.
nigga, the youth and the doctors, and my
Levens,
balls being
you
touched.
dead do
And the
that.
nigga
Like,
bring it
all
back.
the time.
And then the crazy
I'll
thing
call
is,
them out when they lying. They not lying.
but listen, the crazy thing is, the nigga Devon Terrell, and this is how you know he's a superhuman too, because it was like some
Yeah,
Jimmy
he one of
Neutron
them.
shit. The nigga's brain just did. You just see all the fucking the atom
computations.
shit connecting. Electricity just went through your fucking brain to comprehend what that nigga was saying. Where he just took us, because I was on a journey, like, and me and Alex is looking at each other. Oh, and then I remember Mike just saying, "Yo, he mad smart." So now I'm like, "Yo, I'm mad dumb."
yo,
like,
Mike was with the nigga that stole homework. He mad smart.
This nigga mad
This nigga
smart.
smart.
Yeah.
I must be mad dumb. I
Dumb,
don't really
yeah.
know where this nigga went, but nah, I appreciate you bringing that
Thank you
full
for
circle.
getting it out. You are appreciated.
Before we wrap real quick,
Yeah,
I know
before
you
we
want
wrap.
to talk about
Yeah,
Kendrick.
man. I was talking about Kendrick, but you know what? We probably talk about it when he drops his album. album, right? Let's talk maybe Thug
I'm not
Gunner.
mad at that.
We
Right.
gonna double up. Yeah, we gonna double up
We double
anyway.
up
I think we
anyway,
all know
right?
what we know. But let's we can
maybe
read.
Thug Gunner, right?
That's a heavy one.
Popular Atlanta rapper Young Thug was arrested on Monday in Buckhead and was among 28 people listed in an 88-page indictment, which was filed on Sunday in Fulton County Superior Court. I want to highlight, obviously you guys have probably heard Young Thug and Gunna have been arrested. I think something to be highlighted in this RICO charge, because this is a RICO case. This is a state RICO case.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Me either.
I didn't know state RICO.
Me too. I
didn't
thought
know
it was
that.
a more federal approach.
Yeah, I thought everyone was like, "Oh, the feds."
Because it's RICO.
Yeah.
I thought it was a federal statute.
Now, I
That's
don't
what
know
thought.
if that's the feds. Like, if you guys know, hit
I
us.
don't know.
I don't know if these are the feds in Georgia State that are working on this, or it's the state itself.
The state, right?
So yeah, that was very interesting to me. Young Thug was charged with participation in criminal street activity, conspiracy to violate, which is the RICO. And according to the indictment outlines specific charges against him and 27 other associates. His label, his brand, his entity has been called YSL. You know what I'm saying? I learned some stuff about this, and I wanted to share it with you guys before I left. We saw a lot of stuff on social media where we got tight, where we thought the First Amendment was being violated, right? As to where like they're using rappers' lyrics in court against them, right? I did some more research on this, and it's not that they're exactly using quote, Thugger said I shot 48 guns at so-and-so for an exact crime. What they're trying to do is a RICO charge. It's a gang thing.
It's an organization.
It's an organization.
Like guilty by association.
And you could get a death
Exactly.
penalty, and they could do a death penalty on top of that, which is weird to me because it's state. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. But go ahead.
No, you're fine. Right. So essentially, what the lyrics are and why they're using them is they're trying to just prove that the people that were arrested are a part
Of an
the
organization.
entity called YSL. So again, if they had a slat, which is what they go by, tattoo on their fingers, probably locking them up. If they was posing with a slat chain, anything YSL that would make
It's
you come
easy
off
to
as
get
that.
them. It's easy to get everybody.
It's really how they,
Yeah.
and you know, to be interesting, I don't really want to speak on Thugger shit, but Gunna has one count of conspiracy to be in a RICO, which is I don't understand.
Conspiracy to be in a RICO.
I can't make this shit. Conspiracy to basically RICO. That's the charge.
Conspiracy to RICO.
Isn't RICO already like?
It's very confusing
conspiracy?
stuff, and that's why I'm saying I don't know if anything changes
Giuliani.
because this is a state thing and not federal.
That's what's throwing me
I
off.
will keep you updated, but I'm not.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
Right. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But that's literally where are we all right now, right? We're all like, this is unfortunate and I don't understand.
Yeah.
And fuck.
I'll say this
That's-
though.
More people need to do that.
That's it.
Be like, yo, I don't understand, so I'm not gonna speak
I don't
widely
understand.
on this.
I don't understand.
I will-
It's unfortunate in prayers. Like, you know, it's like, yo, this is fucking sad. Like, what the fuck?
I will say what was interesting too was y'all gotta, again, back to the internet conversations we've been having today, right? What you show, what you post, etc. A lot of y'all get really comfortable on social media, man. They was tracking Thug in them for about 10 years. I think they was tracking them since about 2012. Think about that, 2012, 2013. That's when they really starting to pop off. I'm a stoner, I'm a stoner. Like his
Oh
big-
my God, I forgot about that song.
Think about that time, bro. This is when he's starting to
that
pop off. So now imagine just becoming an artist and being a new artist, then being co-signed by everybody, now becoming him 10 years later and having to deal with this. I find that to be very interesting. I think that's the one reason I will say I don't like RICOs. I don't, because it's like they can literally just track you for man long
And build a case.
And build a case.
I think they used it for the mob. I think that was the
and
original.
That was
with
the,
Giuliani,
that
the
was where it
primary
originated,
reason
yeah.
as to why they
With
created
Giuliani?
it. Absolutely.
Okay.
With Giuliani and everything like that. So
Alright.
we'll keep y'all updated. But
I don't know.
those are two of the bigger ones in music right now.
Yeah, it's
Thug-
just
yeah.
it's an unfortunate situation.
The
Like,
casket.
it's unfortunate, and I think there's a lot of details that we just gotta wait. You know, like
Yeah.
it's one like Dev says, we don't know. We don't know
know.
a ton of shit. We don't know
Yeah.
a lot. All we do know is that two prominent figures in rap and hip hop, they're locked up, and it's to be
unfortunate.
seen.
Big
Like
news.
it's
And
it's
I'm
sad.
not one to talk on street shit, by the way. Like,
And I don't want to.
that's just me.
Yeah. You don't want to get too much in their business. But
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I mean,
those
shit,
are, those are prominent
we
ones.
genuinely don't know.
I genuinely
Yeah,
don't know.
just wait-
I don't talk on no
wait and
street
see.
shit.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
I will say this though,
Prayers
Thug,
up.
Thug has gone through a lot recently. Recently, the mother of his child was killed at a bowling alley.
That was recent, right?
That was very recent.
I
Probably-
seen that,
probably
too.
maybe about a month ago from when we were recording this. So
Okay.
a lot going on for him, and he was expected to drop an album.
Really?
Yeah, he previewed on his Instagram page artwork.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if we're gonna still get that, but we'll
right,
keep y'all
man.
updated.
Gunna was on tour.
Gunna was on tour. Gunna was doing
Gunna
well.
was on
Gunna
tour.
was.
Wasn't he just
Yeah, he
wrapped
just
up?
played
He
Rock
just
the
wrapped up
Yeah.
like a whole college strip tour.
He was
Like,
doing
He
his,
just
he's doing
beat
his
the
thing.
weekend. We had a big weekend.
Oh,
Gunna-
that's right. He beat
remember?
the weekend on it.
We had a-
sales.
We had a huge conversation about that this year, right?
Listen,
So
man,
He's been
both
having,
of them,
like this was looking like his peak year.
literally,
Yeah.
yeah.
The one thing I can say about this is, and the reason why it's kind of unfortunate for me, is because we praise one thing, we support one thing, or there's people, there's labels that kind of enable it, and then we see these situations, and it kind of puts our back as consumers and as a society to like the wall. It almost holds a mirror up to us about like the hypocrisies of what it is that we are, because going into like the Jack Harlows, right? We kill an album,
Yeah.
but he's kind of just being himself on that project, whereas we champion other people who have whatever affiliations or doing whatever they're doing, and then we kind of dismiss it. Like in rap, when can we just have characters and not be killed for it? In a way, you know what I'm saying? Like we just see these same cycles of rappers getting locked up, getting killed. Like, okay, we don't want that. We know that, right? As a community, I don't want any rapper to get killed.
Right.
I don't want any rapper to be. I don't wish prison on any man. Like I've talked about those stories of just how it affects everybody, not just the person locked up, but the people on the outside too. So, what is the solution to that? Do we okay people who are characters and who say one thing but don't live it? Like, I don't know. It just always leaves that question in my mind when you see things like this. But
I think the unfortunate thing is that that we can't run from is there's always going to be the haves and the have-nots. It's always in society. And another thing is there's always going to be the streets. Like,
Always.
and that can go over your head. But if you think about what I'm saying, it's always going to be the streets.
and I'm
Streets are always going to exist.
like this RICO was created for organized crime, right? It derived from the mob, as you said. I'm interested in the day where I hear these high profile cases about people that aren't in our community. Like the only time I hear the term RICO is when it has to do with rappers, when it has to do with, street drugs, and they try to categorize it as organized crime because maybe, there's a hierarchy and whatever the case may be. We all know what organized crime looks like, what that pyramid is, but the intent or the purpose it was created was for a different type of crime. And so now it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, whatever y'all are going to do, y'all are going to do.
Yeah.
But now that's when media comes in.
Okay.
Right? And that's why media is so powerful, because it just paints that picture, it's the same thing of rapper associated with this, RICO. Like when I just haven't heard the RICO been used for anybody other than these figures.
You landed somewhere. When I think about the word organized crime, back in the day, right? When I look at a gang, when I look at the Crips, Bloods, any gang, they never really say it's organized crime. And I always thought of organized crime as like this high-end way of saying like smarter criminal. That's how I've always looked at it, right? And I remember when we think about the mafia and stuff like that, that's what they would always label it, like organized crime. Like, you know what I mean? But never like our gangs or street gangs was never called organized crime. But now I'm seeing like, oh, we're organized now because it feeds into a law. So now we're like now these entities of people are organized. I'm just finding that interesting in that rhetoric of that how that changing.
Because you start to think about all the other crime organizations that are still current. And have been current way longer than a lot of these rappers' career.
A lot of these executives,
they
don't get RICOs, but it's an organization. So I'm confused. Also, you know what I seen? I seen a lawyer put a very crazy take out there. This is not my opinion. I'm just
the messenger.
I'm not even. Don't kill the messenger.
Okay.
Fuck that. I'm just saying what I
he's
saw.
Not the messenger.
I'm not spreading the message. But I seen him say something like, "Hey, if YSL is an organized crime unit," he said, then where do you put the label for distributing their lyrics that are going to be used against them in court? It's like, so does the label take onus for that? And I thought that was a wild thought. I was like, wow, I never even thought about that. Like in that regard, like if we're talking about the law, like if I look at it, I go, well, this is the organization. I'm not saying anything to. I'm just saying I just heard a lawyer speak that, and I was like, wow, that was interesting. Like it was an interesting take to me. It's fucking weird. It's just I'm just saying how words are. You know what I mean? It's just like law,
and we use them to our advantage and not to our advantage in this country. No funny shit. Like just words and
Yeah,
terminology.
that's what I think my point is.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Like what it
Loopholes,
suits.
Loopholes.
What it
Absolutely.
suits.
What it suits.
What it
when
suits,
it can
yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I think it's media coverage because one of the things that I keep hearing about this situation in particular, because a lot of people are unclear on Gunna's role, and they're like, "Oh, what did he do? He conspired to be a conspirator." Like, it's really kind of murky. And I seen a few takes of the DA, the district attorney in that specific case, is trying to make a name for herself.
They're showing her face a lot.
And that's one
She
of
wants
the
that.
things that I've been hearing. Again,
Okay.
I don't know. We're not reporting. It's
know
not
shit.
fucking facts. We're just using our brains.
I don't know.
No, these are facts.
And so
No shit.
when you have that, it's like, all right, cool. The high profile cases are going to be the rappers, are going to be
That's how they
the
prove the
black
point.
entertainers. That is how they're going to prove their point.
Gotta
Like,
prove a
if
point.
they do it, it may be a bigger fish out there somewhere, but it won't cause that same ripple effect. It won't cause that same splash. So for me, I just always take every single thing, especially on social media, with like a grain of salt, because it's eerie to me that I don't hear any of these terms outside of hip hop, outside of rap. And then again, like you said,
Cass.
almost all of these rappers who aren't independent, who are on labels, who are label mates with some of the biggest artists, some of the popular artists in the world. Like, if you look at somebody, please Google right now, Atlantic Records artists. You'll see legacy acts of fucking all of these people, Billie Eilish on the same record label as Future, and like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And so, like you said, when do they take responsibility? When do they interject? And how do we just see it from a different point of view? Like, it can't just be black rappers. It can't just be black people. It can't just be rappers. It can't just be entertainers. Like, where is the common folk? Who the organization, right? The crime or the organized crime unit, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
The gang, mafia, whoever, who's not flashy.
Okay.
When do we announce them? When do we reveal those people?
In what
It's,
way?
it's corruption.
Oh, revere those people.
It's
you said
corruption. That's why they're
Reveal,
never like
reveal.
held accountable.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah.
well, it's always it's
And
the
also,
same
like,
story.
laws are always like, that's just like showing the racist ways of this country. Like, these laws are always put in place to disproportionately affect like black and brown people. Always. Like, they're only gonna apply to like these people when white people are doing the same shit. Like, it's always like that. So that's why we only see them going after like rappers and gangs and stuff when people up here are doing way worse.
It's weird.
You just led me to a point because it's an illusion. They give the illusion of money. But in the grand scheme of things, Young Thug and Gunna, sorry to break it to like the people who may not know, they ain't rich and wealthy. They may have a lot of money and they may be well off and they may be very good. But like the 1% of this country, those people, they would cry if they woke up with the amount of money that Young Thug has to his name. If Mark Cuban woke up and said, "Oh shit, I got Young," if they switch, nigga, he would he would consider himself poor, of course, like legit. So it's just it's an illusion. They give us these entertainers, they give us these rappers who have a lifestyle and they're on private jets and they're, oh my God, I got a lot of money. But in the grand scheme of things, they don't have enough money because if they really did, they wouldn't even spend a night in jail.
Who's responsible for the housing market crash of 2008 and 2009?
Bernie Madoff?
You think he's solely the one? Oh. There's a lot of people that didn't go to jail for that. And a lot of people should have went to jail for that, right?
Yeah, it's just corruption.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, that's an organized crime. That's a very smart crime. You know what I mean? Giving up subpar loans to people, and but
that is the definition of organized crime.
it's a RICO,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Like that's a RICO. That sounds like a RICO to me.
That sounds like a RICO to me.
Yeah, it's federal. It's all over this country. But I mean, I don't know. And I'm not trying to give one example to limit it. I'm just trying to having an objective conversation about it. And we're just like, wow, let's analyze this RICO thing. Well, what is this as a RICO and what is I am talking to understand more. That's what I'm talking for. I want to understand more about this because now I'm trying to figure out when and why this is placed and when is this engaged. Like who presses that button to say RICO?
Right. Because for the RICO, you have to prove a RICO, right? So
you got to prove it.
Right. So
Very
back
much
to a lot of the crimes that y'all were just talking about, which would be maybe called white collar crimes, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the white collar crimes, like, what do you do?
Is it easy to prove a in our culture, is it
Yeah.
easier to prove RICO because we
Yeah. Say it.
claim
Yes.
certain things,
That's
we
not-
claim
that's
our
where I was
names,
going.
we tat ourselves.
That's where I was going.
Is it easy for us?
Throwing up sets with our fingers.
It's easy to prove.
It's easier to prove in
That
a
we're
court setting.
a crew.
Right, to them. As the rules they've made it. Because it's like now if you do a white collar crime, and again, it could be an organized mess in the housing crash, but okay,
Who's
well,
the crew?
damn, how do we...
Who's the crew?
Who's the crew? When we get to court now, how do we break this down? Who's the head boss? There's no capo.
Yeah, there's no
There's
who's the
no-
leader. Like,
How do we?
Were
Who's to say-
were there really no RICO crimes? I mean, RICO charges. I don't know what to call it. Like
Yeah.
in these high-profile situations,
I want to
I'm
look
sure-
that
I'm
up.
sure
or
that-
do we just like not know that
I
happened?
think we
Like,
just don't know.
I'm sure.
Maybe
I'm
that
sure
worked,
happened.
but
I want to
I'm
believe
sure
thing
they
is
happened.
that
the
I
media
want to
thing.
believe
That's his point.
It's
That
the
media-
media.
yeah, that's
his
what I'm
point.
trying to say.
Okay,
My
got
point
you.
is,
Okay.
We
Why
just
is it
don't
so-
hear about
yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Like,
Maybe I just don't
wanna
hear about
know
it.
when a RICO, like, that's big.
Yeah, it's a big
that
deal.
affects somebody.
It's
that
huge.
affects the community. That affects somebody. Like, why don't we hear
I
about it?
thought
We
was
only hear
mad
about it.
interesting finding about those mafia families.
Yeah.
Like when they would make an example out of them on TV. Like
Yeah,
shit.
that was Giuliani's
That
time.
was some
Absolutely.
shit going on.
Absolutely.
Giuliani wanted them gone. He
And-
wanted them
Shit
gone.
going on.
I think so. I know this is a fucking extended episode, but I watched a documentary. It was on TNT. It was about why was I watching this?
Why you
It was
laughing?
the demise of Girls Gone Wild.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to
I
watch
wanna
that
see
so
that so
bad.
bad.
It was the
You
demise.
horny young teenage boy.
I was intrigued. God damn it! No,
I want to see it too.
So
was it
Makes sense though, don't it?
What happened?
Was it good?
It was really good.
I
It was
wanna
really
watch
good.
it.
And
Okay, I'm gonna
I
watch
won't,
it.
I won't spoil it
Okay.
for anything or for anybody. But we're speaking about crime, organized crime, money, all this kind of things. So, damn, is it a spoiler? Did I spoil?
Just say spoiler alert
You
in front
just
of it.
be easy, cause I really want to. I really want to watch it. I seen the previews, but
wanna
I
see
didn't know
it
if it
too.
dropped yet. But just be easy. Go ahead. I'm not mad, cause I still want to see it. I want to see it all
Yeah.
unfold. Just
I'm a-
don't give me like. Just go ahead.
You said it's on streaming or you caught it on TNT?
It's
You
on
better
TNT.
tell
It's
you
on-
like the biggest
Gotcha.
episode.
I know.
Yeah,
Don't tell me the
season
big
finale.
shit.
Like,
Yo, close your ears.
Close my ear. I hate when
Close your
when
ears real
adults tell
quick.
me that.
Close your ears
To
real
close
quick.
my. How do I do
How
that?
do I do
I don't
that?
know.
Put
no, they
me
say
on.
cover your ears.
But
Close my
long
ears.
story
So
short, if
close.
you watch that documentary, I think there's a few parallels in what I'm saying as to, okay, cool, we're gonna make an example out of this person, but another person may
Right.
not feel the consequences of their actions. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
All right. So now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's a good documentary.
Now I gotta watch it.
Good
But
documentary.
I mean, in hindsight, though, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what went on. This, that's the thing about looking at things in hindsight. You'd be like, "Well, damn, how didn't we realize what was going on? Like, it looks so clear now." I'm gonna catch it up. Epstein's another one. It's a few of them where it was just
Well,
like, "Yo, shit was
that-
going on,"
That's a.
Well,
but we just was like,
That was a display.
that might be the one.
That
That might be the one.
That one exposed a lot
Yeah.
about American culture because of
Absolutely.
how calculated, how quiet, how it just moved. He was like, "This is big,
This is
but it's
going on."
not." But like, he died. What? The cameras went off. They fell asleep. It was like,
But all of the people that he's been documented
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
like
is another.
all of the people
Hey,
that he's been
whole nother
with, that's been to his quote unquote island, like
Everybody relax.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's not even. It's out there. I ain't making this shit up. It's already out there.
dossier.
Like
it's in the dossier.
we,
Fly word to say.
I've seen more talk about Young Thug and other RICO cases
Yeah.
and other black rappers being indicted, and I haven't heard much about the powers that be. Literally, the powers that control the world.
Yeah.
The world.
That Epstein shit is a
Being
crazy
at
story.
this man's island
Yeah.
and the accusations and some of the things that have been proven to what he's done and what he distributed. Like,
Do you know
it's
that?
sick.
Do you know the verdict in Ghislaine Maxwell case?
Tell me.
Exactly.
They never even told us.
Exactly.
I forgot they did that.
Exactly. The Twitter, remember I brought it up,
crazy,
and I could be
bro.
wrong about this, but there was a Twitter
Absolutely
account that was
crazy.
following the case, and it got banned.
Yeah, I'm sure they
I
did.
didn't know that.
And I could be wrong on that,
No,
but
I'm sure
if
they
that's
did.
true, that's crazy.
I'm
Like there was
sure
a
they did.
account tracking the case.
Bro.
But like I said, there's a different. There will always be the haves and the haves not, and we live in a capitalist society, and that's where I try to make sense. My rationale and
Yeah,
reasoning for things happening,
Yeah.
I always just banking on, okay, this is capitalism,
Yeah.
so this is probably going to happen this way.
And to add to your point, Savon, you were talking about, in comparison, Young Thug money as opposed to maybe some of these big guys.
Jeffrey Epstein money.
Jeffrey Epstein money. I think that's the irony in it, bro. I think you have to be rich enough to actually be able for it to be buried. Not that it's not being tracked, not that people are not on you. It's just that, like, it's funny. I guess they arrest the people that can't afford to continually defend themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's something, not to cut you off, Pete, that's something one of the lawyers on this case said for Thugger. They was like, if Thugger can get bail, there's hope. He could literally fight this case for years if it came to it. And just be like, yo, it wasn't enough evidence in the case for me to get there. But if he doesn't, that's when it comes down to a money thing. What you saying, Pete? You saying Epstein was convicted multiple times. The second time. Yeah. How are you still flying planes after you've been convicted by the feds, right? This country, right?
Yeah,
it's a money thing.
He had to also, I believe he had to put on paper that he was,
A registered pedophile?
yeah. He had
That
to
didn't
register.
even matter, huh?
Yeah, he had to register as a
It didn't
pedophile.
even matter.
Yeah, and he was still donating to colleges. He still had,
That's crazy.
he just had unlimited access. Actually,
Yeah.
after he registered as a pedophile, he became a partner with the head of Victoria's Secret,
Yeah.
who had all of the
Yo.
unlimited access to different models and
Yo.
different
It's different.
everything. Like
So-
it's crazy how those things don't get highlighted.
The same way
You
our
know,
rappers do.
it just doesn't get highlighted, and that's why when we had these conversations, like I'm quiet because I'm listening.
I'm listening. I want to be clear. I'm listening. Right.
And-
I'm
and-
listening.
And then it hits me like, yo,
Right.
Jeffrey Epstein. And mind you, bro. So I won't say the street that I live on, but I live East Harlem.
Okay.
East Harlem's right next to Upper East Side.
Okay,
it's
tough-
right.
tough
it's,
guy.
it's- it's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Tough guy.
He lives about 20 blocks away from where I live.
That big house, right?
Yup, that
You know
big
that was
one.
given to him?
20 blocks away on Park Avenue. I live on Lexington. Lexington and Park run parallel.
Expensive.
Yeah.
And he lived
big money over there.
he was right
money.
there.
Park Ave?
And he still had, his freedom. He
Have
was
you
living
played
great.
Monopoly?
Right.
He was living great.
I think that place was given to him.
It was
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It was gifted to him. A mansion was gifted to him by a friend. Like he just I don't know, man. I just wish we, again, going back to our conversation, just keep that same energy. Like as a society, I wish there was a way for us to kind of have that checks and balances of keeping that same energy, because a story like that, to me, should be highlighted and not trying to minimize anybody's pain
Right.
in
Thank
any
you,
other
Savon.
case. I'm not trying to
You
minimize
growing.
anything.
You growing.
Am I?
Yeah, dead ass.
Yeah.
You growing.
That's
Usually,
his growth.
usually you growing.
Thank you.
It's all good. You growing.
I'm learning
I like
from
it.
you. I'm
No,
learning
no,
from
no,
you.
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
learning,
no,
my
no,
nigga. I'm
no, no,
learning,
no,
I'm
no,
learning,
Don't
bro.
do that.
Nah, it's
Don't do
you.
that. Don't do that. I'm dead proud. I was dead proud of my
Nah,
man
it's
in that
you.
moment.
Thank
I was dead proud. I was proud of my man in that
It's
moment.
you.
Appreciate
He's
it.
dead.
bro.
That was good. You
Thank
growing.
you.
You growing as a person. As a person, you growing.
Okay,
I like it.
I'll take that.
Nah,
I'll take
flowers,
that.
flowers.
No, appreciate it.
Flowers.
No,
But
I
nah,
see
that's
it.
it. That's it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. This has been an extended version of the Need to Know podcast. You have anything else y'all want
But
to
it's
say? I know
well
we had.
deserved though.
Yeah,
'Cause,
facts.
Yeah.
I got my shit. I feel like I had my therapy. This is therapy for me every week. So I feel like I
Nah,
just got
literally.
everything I've been thinking out. I'm cool, man.
Yes,
literally.
exactly.
I'm
Stream
satisfied.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Reggie,
okay.
Reggie wrap up was crazy.
I mean-
That was a crazy one because you took us way back to to hour one. That was
What?
great.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm kidding.
My bad. My brain just
said free Jack
combined.
Harlow?
Yes, my brain
Free Jack.
combined everything. Said free
Free
Jack
Jack
Harlow. I'm sorry, huh?
He's in Wyatt.
Free Jack.
Did y'all see that video?
All right, enough.
Wait, did y'all really
No,
see that video?
Leaders, you didn't see the video.
There
No,
you go.
There you go again. In
It's
2023.
the YSL
There
Jack
you
Harlow.
go
So
again.
there
In
was a
2023. There you
there was
go.
a
What are
news
you talking
reporter.
about, L?
There was a news
What
reporter
video?
This has
who
been
during
the
the press
Need to Know
conference.
Facts. Hey, yo, it's what you need to know.
I'm
There
trying to
you
put
go.
y'all
When
on
you-
game,
Hey,
'cause
yo,
it's like,
cut this nigga
ah,
from
nah,
the
2048. Where is he?
Yo, we appreciate y'all.
That was
again.
honestly that was a perfect ending.
Go
Like you
tap
doing
in.
that, everything's perfect. That was perfect.
Tap into our Patreon, man. It's what you
Please.
need to know, when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. God willing, we will be back again next week. Peace out, y'all.
Gang.